to the Irish Hotspurs with your boys, Dave, Jack, and Paul. And we are here for the big one today as Tottenham travel to the Toilet Bowl to take on our local rivals. Not far to travel at all. And both teams are unbeaten at this stage of the season. So someone's O has got to go. And hopefully it is the Filth. But as you can see, joined by some great guests this morning. We'll start with you, Jack. How are you keeping, my man, from Spurs Related?
I'm doing well, Dave. Absolutely buzzing for this one. I feel like it's a huge game. First 5 games of the season, both teams unbeaten, as you've already said, and both playing free-flowing attacking football. It's how it should be. 2 of the best teams in London, but my team, I really hope, can stick one on them today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And look, we have every right going in here to be confident today. And of course, we are joined by the one and only, the other pre-match specialist in the community. Paul, how are you keeping, my man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's 110 years since those clowns from Plumstead, which wasn't even in London when it was in Kent, since they migrated over to our manor. And it's time we went over their place and gave them a good thrashing. I'm pumped. I think we're just gonna run over them. They're after 20 minutes they're gonna be knackered.
I really do hope so. I really do hope so. Go on, Jack. You're gonna say something there, my man?
Yeah, no, I just love the enthusiasm. I feel like it's got to be done. I feel like the high energy press, it could happen. They could crumble. They could. But don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But it's North London Derby Day. That's the joy of being a Spurs fan. We might as well.
Look, this is what we live for. It's like Christmas morning to us all, you know. For me, this is what football is all about. These local derbies, you know, these rivalries. And look, you know, too many years have we gone up to the Emirates or whatever they want to call their stadium before that. You know, we've gone in there with a defeatist attitude, and at some point that has to change. You can't keep going in there with the defeatist attitude. We wonder why Arsenal fans walk around saying what they do, go around saying none of your players are getting combined 11s, this, that, and the other, because we allow them to do it. We have to start fronting up and going in there with expectations. Like Ange said last week, fans should expect. It's up to us to match it. Well, hopefully today is that day. But look, let's get into the chat. Let's see who's with us, and then let's crack on. Big up, Jamie Woodton. Woodton says 2-0 Arsenal. Boo. We've got Lisa says, I'm going to be asleep when you start the show. 4 a.m. my time, but I hit the like as I know it's going to be a great show as always. See you on the watch long. Big up, Lisa. Hopefully you're keeping well. Big up there, support 14. Morning, boys. Nervous about this one. I'll take a draw. Look, a draw for me. You know, it's the better result for us. For them, I think 5 years into their project, the amount of hundreds of millions they spent on it, they have to win today. They have to. If they lose, if they come out with a draw, it's a bad result for them, in my opinion. But big up that support. Great to see you. The one and only Ellie's in the building. Come on, you Spurs, all the way from sunny Cyprus, Dave and Jack. You'll hear me in Ireland and the USA if we win. Well, enjoy your time out in Cyprus, Ellie. Beat yourself up. Wembley once this morning, everyone. To be honest with you, I'll just be glad when this one is over, regardless of the result. Too stressed to enjoy the game. Always have been. Always will be. Come on, you Spurs. Paul, do you share the same sentiment as Wembley one? I think there's many out there that would.
No, I don't know. I am sort of nervously excited, but I'm just relishing it. You know, it's a test. How far have we come? And you're right, Dave. You know, especially last year, we didn't show up. But I think it's going to be a different ball game today, man. And you're right. Ange gave us the green light to dream, you know? So I'm still going for Premier League title, and I'm going for a win today. I'm not taking a draw. Bugger that.
Absolutely, absolutely spot on, lad. You know, like I said, you know, we have to start having some expectations. And, you know, for me, that was absolutely chubby material. But big up Spurs. GCTV says, morning, guys. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Big yourself up. Also, we have the Americanka says, good morning, all. Come on, you Spurs. Not very early for you to be awake, Americanka. Very, very early, no? But great to see you in the building. Hopefully, you're keeping well. We also have special occasion says, come on, you Spurs. All the way from sunny Cyprus. Spurs to win. Big up special occasions. Hopefully, you are well. We also have El Dudorino says, got to stay positive, boys. Look, I'm confident going into this one. Rightly or wrongly so. I'm very, very confident going into this one. Regular says, big game today. Come on, you Spurs. Also, Yom Kippur to all celebrating. Big yourselves up. So share the same sentiments as the regular. Big yourself up, the regular. Hopefully you're keeping well. Who else we've got? We've got Terry Biggs says it's here, North London Derby Day. Come on, you Spurs. We also have Gamer16 4-0 to Tottenham. Absolutely love that. Dak Sung G is with us. Says, come on, you Spurs. Let's get a result at the Emirates. And ball for the win. Paul, I see you're nodding your head on this one, so I'll show it to you. One said Dark Sung G. Get him pumped up. Get Dark Sung G pumped up.
Dark Sanji, he's got to come on someday, isn't he? He's always on the money. So yeah, I'm with you, man. Let's get a result today. Let's show all these naysayers and so-called experts. You know, oh, we're going to be vulnerable. Are we? Heck, we're going to go out and run over them.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait because Arsenal are so cocky going into this one, Jack. They think they're going to absolutely steamroll us, but I don't think they realise that we're a different proposition this year.
That's it. And I think a new desire, a new belief this season, that the power of uniting a fan base this quickly, I think, has been massively underestimated. I don't think they've realised the imprints that Postecoglou already has on this team. And I think when you've got a team that just believes they can genuinely beat anyone and go man for man in anyone in Europe right now, I genuinely believe that. And that's scary. Don't get me wrong. We're 6 games into this project. Arsenal are 3-4 years. Arsenal fans were calling to sack Arteta after the first 2 years. They won 1 FA Cup in that time behind closed doors, which in reality no one really cared about. This Tottenham side is literally just starting, not even the right players, and we're already seeing this free-flowing attacking football. One of that goals, I think, against Burnley, I was like, this is unbelievable. This is like watching prime Pochettino. I could not believe what I was seeing, and I genuinely woke up this morning and thought, I can't wait to watch this Tottenham side. It's the North London derby. You've got to relish feeling a bit nervous. But I know today I'm going to see a Tottenham side that's going to take it to Arsenal, believe they can win at the Emirates, and it's going to frighten the life of those fans. And they're not going to believe, as soon as we're pressing from that first minute, they're not going to be able to handle it. And I can genuinely see us getting a big result today. If it doesn't happen, then fine. But I know that we're going to put everything into it, and that every time we play them this year, they're going to hate it because we're going to put them under the cosh for 90 minutes, and they're not used to that. So that's why I'm buzzing to be a Tottenham fan this morning.
Oh, absolutely, my man. Absolutely spot on. Big yourself up, Dak. So, gee, hopefully 2 boys have got you absolutely raring to go, lad. Who else have we got with us? We've got Bob Bean Counter. Great to see you, sir. Also, Daniel Sandoval. Great to see you. We have Marion Oz says, buzzing with excitement for this game, and so you should be. Joseph says, big up, guys, every time. Really nervous for this fixture. If we all turn up, we can do something special, I would say. Joseph, big yourself up, brother. Paddy Higgins, big up Dave, Jack, Paul. Let's stuff Merson's words back down his Gooner throat. I'd also add Darren Bent to that. Still crying since Harry Redknapp rattled his cage all them years ago. Matthew says the bigger fish to fry versus Tottenham. Absolutely, Matthew. Mick Garmalock says, good afternoon, Dave, Jack, and panel. Dave H is from 1960 says, big up yourselves, Dave, Jack, and Paul. Come on, you Spurs, Tottenham till I die. Am I dead yet? Says, can I see a 2-2 draw today, fellas? Yeah, look, a lot of people have predicted a Desmond going into this, playing it safe, I would suggest. You won't get that from me, I can tell you that, my man. I predict the win. Iceman, good morning, fellas. North London Derby is here. Come on, you Spurs. Davey Shire, big yourself up, my man. Huge ups, Big Dave. Hippie Paul, big up, Cobber, and good day, Jack. Pleased to meet you, mate. Come on, you Spurs. 3-1. He's going for the big one. Davey is feeling confident. That's what I like to hear, my man. Say it with chest. Tim Pereggi says, oi, guys, come on, you Spurs. Paddy Harnett, big up, Paddy. Hopefully you're keeping well. Morning, gents. A bit of advice. Never drink the night before the North London Derby because it makes you feel twice as nervous. I now have the fear and the nerves of the match all into one. Hungover, Paddy? Well, there's only one suggestion for that. Get down to your local shop and get that breakfast roll, my man. Bit of butter, bit of brown sauce. You'll be right as rain, ready for the game. Big up, Robbie Keane. To win in today's North London Derby game, our new squad must give their 110%. With only Son as our most experienced player in the North London Derby, I think a draw could be a great achievement for us. Come on, you Spurs. And Eddie 12 says, big up Dave, Jack, panel, 3-2 win. We also have Stian says, big up the Irish Hotspur. You Irish smashed my team South Africa last night in the Rugby World Cup. Huge respect. What an absolute cracker of a game. I haven't seen a rugby game like it in a long time. On a knife edge all game long, my man. Absolute cracker. Look, you know, we dealt with just the bomb squad coming off the bench. We defused the bomb. But big up, my man. Hopefully you're keeping well. We also have CJ McGlashan says, I'm looking forward to this game, but you ain't beating us at the Emirates. I think we will. I think we will. And then big up John Fitzpatrick as well. Big up Dave and panel. Great to see you. And then we have the one and only Adrian Chi in here as well. Says, big up, lads. I was telling Paul, I just splurged out on our away kit and third kit for the North London Derby. Win, lose, or draw. I'm officially happy clapping as Ange told me to dream, Paul.
That's what he did. He said, yeah, because it was the Spurs play bloke, isn't it? Is it part of your job, Ange? You know, the fans are getting a bit ahead of themselves. Is your job to sort of calm them down a bit? No, let them go. Let them go, mate. And if they think we're world beaters, then it's up to us to live up to that expectation.
Honestly, I absolutely love that, because too many years gone by,
far cry from bloody last year where, patience, the fans need to be... No, we don't. We don't, mate. We create the energy for you lot to get on and do your job properly. And I think it's going really well.
Absolutely spot on, and it makes it's a far cry from being told not to expect all the reasons why, being constantly reminded of the quality of other teams around you and why you shouldn't expect. This one, Ange Postecoglou, he ain't having that. He's telling you believe, and it's up to us to match it, which is refreshing to see, because usually all we've heard is, oh, fans, get behind the team, this, that, and the other. But I mean, the last few years, very, very hard to get behind. Despite everyone trying their best, very, very hard to get behind. And now it's changed, where we're told it's up to the team to please the fans. And that's exactly what I want to hear, because in modern day football, people don't realize the expense of some of these tickets, especially Category A games, and fans are already shelling out a lot of money to go and support their club through various revenue streams, TV, tickets, merchandise, etc. So it is up to the team to go out there and impress the fans. Jack, what would you say to Adrian Chi here, my man?
I would say exactly. Feel that passion for your team. Believe, because at the end of the day, this is brilliant football. Everyone should be waking up this morning, like I've said, and believing that we can take it to Arsenal and we're going to play this free-flowing attacking football for every single game this season. And I genuinely believe that. I was watching his interview with Gary Lineker the other day, and I was just thinking, this is what we've been missing. This is what we've been crying out for. It was like the Poch days, but I even feel more attached, because it's a guy who literally said, I wasn't the first choice. Everyone knows that. I'm not going to kid myself. But he's going to come here and he's going to do everything to inspire these Spurs fans. And he's going to lay down the foundations to get this Spurs side to be competing for many years. He's going to take the responsibility. If it doesn't work out, then fine, albeit. But he's going to do everything in his power, and he's going to bring in like-minded people that are going to get him on this journey as well. He doesn't want people telling him he can't do it. He's not going to tell fans they can't dream, because why would he? He wants to get everyone on board. And if we get lost in the moment, we get lost in the moment. But I'm going to enjoy it. I really do believe we've got a Tottenham side that's capable of winning at the Emirates today. And if we do, then I tell you what, we're in for a right old season, because I can see us beat. I'm not even getting, today's the day. I'm not going to get too excited. But the football we're playing, the players we've got in our team, there's no reason why we can't, lads. And I think everyone should get a bit lost. It's North London Derby Day. That's what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
When Ange was hired by Celtic, it might have been one of his first press conferences. Some wisecracking journo said to him, how does it feel being second choice behind Eddie Howe? And he said, I might have been fifth choice. I don't care. So, and like you, Jack, I've been watching the football and I've just been sitting here with my mouth opening. I just can't believe what the lads are doing. So, yeah, good start.
And there's a plan, there's a structure. We've got Maddison who can be behind the striker, be behind Richarlison, or he can drop deep in the middle and then play through the lines. You've got Papa Matassa, who last season had an amazing game at the San Siro when I was there. Next game gets dropped. Here, Postecoglou, if your player had a good game and you show it, you're going to get that chance again. Straight away, Solomon, we won 5-2. He's been brought straight back into the fold and plays the next game. People get a chance to prove themselves. They've got no baggage behind them. and they're coming in with a fresh squad, and everyone's got an opportunity, and that's what I absolutely love.
Absolutely spot on. And, you know, another thing that's different about this North London derby as well is the way we're going to approach it. In years gone by, it's all been about how can we contain them, especially, you know, to try and quieten down the crowd, this, that, and the other. And the approach has been completely different. And then that mindset ends up going into the game, and then they all shit themselves. Whereas this year, we ain't worried about what they're going to do. We're worried about how we're going to play. We're concentrating on ourselves. So the focus will be on ourselves going into it, which is a refreshing approach, to be quite honest with you. I don't know, Dermot, if you're watching me, you know I'm live, so I don't know why you're ringing me, lad. I can't answer. But honestly, I don't know why he's ringing me if he knows I'm live. I sent you the link to come on, my man. Philip Brady said you were going to come on and join us, buddy. But look, the approach is different, is what I would say. And Adrian Chia, my man, that away jersey is absolutely saucing. I love the colour on it as well. It sort of brings me back a little bit, you know, back to some of the older style. And I have to say, look, despite my initial reservations towards the third kit, it is growing on me. The more I see it, the more it's growing on me.
Bit stylish. Yeah, definitely. I feel like I might need to be buying it and representing in Bournemouth because, yeah. Well, if that's the kit we're winning the league in, then we might as well buy it.
Very true. Very true. A big up, Adrian, my man. Nice set of jerseys to buy yourself. Big yourself up. Hopefully you're happy with them. Big up, Holly, as well. Great to see you. We also have Liam, my man. Great to see you. Says he's excited for today's game. I do think Arsenal are favourites. Well, we'll get in, talk about that in just 1 minute, my man. Big up, Ed. Also, big up Oliver from South Africa. Kelly JTV, great to see you in the building. The one and only Wayne Bonner, great to see you, my man. Come on, Wayne. Great to have you in the building. And also, Musings of a Football Fan, great to see you in the building too. But look, I am going to tell everybody the match details. So, of course, we are playing at the Emirates Stadium, a.k.a. the Toilet Bowl. 2 p.m. kickoff. Referee is Rob Jones, not Tom Jones, Rob Jones. VAR is Paul Tierney. If you want to watch the game in the UK and Ireland, it is on Sky Sports, which is about time. The first time we've been on TV in a few weeks. USA, it's on NBC Sports Network. Australia, it's on Optus Sports. And in Canada, it is on Fubo TV. So that's where you'll find the game for those of you who want to catch it on telly today across various different countries. And then, of course, going on to the injury news, Bentancur is out with his knee, Sessegnon out with the hamstring, Lo Celso out with a muscle injury, Perisic out with his ACL. By the way, a big, hopefully, you know, he can recover quick. It's a horrible injury at his age to get. Going to be a long time before we see him. Alfie Whiteman's out, and I also believe Gill is still a few weeks away as well. For Arsenal, Partey is out with his hip injury, so that means no Partey. Martinelli, potential. Look, Arteta's trying to be clever. You know, I don't know whether it'll be available or not. Let's wait and see. Timber as well is out with his knee, and also Nenny is missing today. So that's all the match details, everything that you guys all need to know. Now, Jack, you were speaking about favourites, my man. Both teams have 13 points from 5 games. So, who are the favourites for today's North London derby? Arsenal, who are 4 years into a heavily financed rebuild, or Tottenham, who are 6 games under Ange Postecoglou?
Exactly. I think all the pressure, all the responsibility is on an Arsenal win today. They have to win. They're 4 years into the project. They've spent 105 million on Declan Rice. They've spent 65 million on a massively underperforming Kai Havertz, and they feel like it's sort of like they have to do it now. We've brought in Postecoglou with a disrupted pre-season, and we're on the same point. And we were absolutely wiped Manchester United off the park in that second half when I was there. And I feel like Arsenal have that pressure today. Tottenham are an unknown quantity still. Everyone's getting excited, don't get me wrong. Even outside the Tottenham fan base, I think people realise that this is the Tottenham side that people should be scared of. But I still think people are underestimating them. I've been watching all the YouTube videos, getting all the analysis, and Paul Merson saying that Arsenal are going to absolutely thrash Spurs, can't live with them. And I'm thinking you're massively underrating the players that Spurs are bringing in. I think, for example, Destiny Udogie is going to be up against Saka today. I mean, Saka's a fantastic player, but I genuinely can see Udogie keeping him quiet for the whole game and still have that attacking output as well. So I'm really excited to see some of these 1v1 battles. But I really think Spurs are going to take it to them. And I wouldn't be surprised if the possession's closer than everyone expects. Arsenal are the favourites, but don't let Spurs fool you. We're going to be going toe-to-toe for the full 90 minutes.
And look, I only think Arsenal are favourites because a lot of people don't really know what to expect from handball going into this. And, you know, the fact that Arteta's had a longer period of time and Arsenal, you would say, more of a settled squad, I think that's what makes them favourites. However, I love to unsettle people, and that's exactly what we're going to do today, you know. And for me, look, I know Arsenal are favourites, but everyone loves an underdog, right? Spurs must be at a good price today, so go down and get your money on it, and everyone will be sitting there drinking and, you know, eating kebabs later on tonight, is what I would say. Davy Shire says, at least we know who our keeper is. Absolutely spot on, my man. Can't say the same for them, you know, still tossing and turning. That's not even saying it changed them during games. I think the guy's lost a run of himself, if you want me to be brutally honest. Paul, you're shaking your head?
It's just smart ass innovation for smart. I mean, who changes a keeper? Come on, man. You know, unless they break their arm or they have an absolute howler, or you're looking at maybe someone who's a penalty specialist for, you know, when the you know, in cup games or something. But no, let him do it. Sub a keeper, and then one of your outfield players is going to get super knackered when we're up his hole all match.
Absolutely love it. Right, Paul, you may keep speaking for 1 second, lad.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Right. So, you mentioned one-on-ones there, Jack. So it's Saka and Udogie, and I reckon you're onto something there. I reckon the only thing that's weighing Udogie down are the ghosts of players past that he's got in his pockets. Do you see any other interesting one-on-ones happening across the pitch?
Definitely. I feel like Basuma has been so good driving with the ball and keeping it in tight spaces. And I feel like him versus Odegaard today is huge. And I think Odegaard's a fantastic player. I really do. But I think Basuma would really show his quality if he can show defensive capabilities as well. So him versus Odegaard, I think, is massive. And I think Sarr protecting the fullbacks as well is a really big... So like Sarr providing cover to Poro as well, who we know is sometimes not the best defensively, is going to be really important. But I can really see Sarr having a good game as long as he's like, sometimes I watch him and I think, how can he keep running for this long? Like, it's like he's got like so many lungs. He just doesn't stop running. I feel like it's a big game for him as well.
G'day, Dermot. How you going there, man? Are you all ready to go? Are you looking for a bit of extra humiliation for your favourite player, Declan Rice, today?
Yeah, definitely. Traitor. That's all I'm going to call him. He's traitor. Yeah, I'm buzzing. I cannot wait. We had a power cut. We've got a bit of a storm coming through Wexham. We've had a power cut. The power's just come back on. So I was panicking there for 1 minute. Oh, please come back. I want to see the game. But yeah, looking forward to it, Paul. We're going to go there. We're going to give Arteta a wedgie. We're going to nick his... We're going to nick his lunch money. We're going to go and sit on the side of the line, and we're going to go and take 3 points all the way back to White Hart Lane. Yeah, it's our game to win today. They owe us. Being serious, though, Paul. They owe us for last season, for both games last season. These players owe us, and I think today, I think we're going to see a different Tottenham because their attitude's going to be different. That. You know yourself what Postecoglou's like with the Old Firm derby. He's managed the biggest derby of them all. And this is like a walk, and he's not going to let them players think any different. This means everything to us fans. You go out there, you play for them. You don't play for yourself, you play for them fans, and that's what it is. And I can't wait. And, you know, come on, you Spurs, I am absolutely buzzing.
Well, yeah, you're right, man. He had a pretty good record when he took Celtic up to Ibrox. I think he won. I think he lost one, maybe two. But
he lost one. I think at the end of his career up there, when it didn't really mean
they'd already won.
They already won. But any important game, Postecoglou has won, and he knows what it means to us fans. This game, he's already said it already in the press conference this week. You know, I don't care what to do. I'm going to play my way, and we're doing it. And that's the way we've got to go in there. We've got to show them that we're not afraid of them. We're the best team in North London. We're the best team. We're the bigger team. Tottenham are back. We're not a pushover anymore. And they're going to find that out today. And Declan Rice, he's going to go home crying to his mammy, saying, do you know what? I wish I stayed at West Ham. And I wish I stayed with Ireland. He's a traitor, and I hope he gets sent off within 5 minutes.
Well, I like Jacob of United Spurs of America described him as the $110 million Hoiberg. So, not as good. The big fella's back, man. Right, good. I can stop tap dancing. There we go.
No, sorry about that. I'm trying to line up a surprise for everybody, towards the end of the stream. Tim from Spurs Song Sheets is putting together a medley of all these Spurs songs for us for the end of the stream. So, just trying to sort that out with Tim. That was all. So big up, Paul. Really, really appreciate that, my man. That was him ringing me saying, Dave, got it all done, good to go. Just let me know how we're going to upload it. So absolutely love that. So hopefully you guys enjoy that towards the end of the show. Big up, Rob, as well. Lily White Leg, great to see you in the building, brother. Hopefully you are keeping well, my man. Dermot, good morning, sir. How are you? Don't blame me. Philip Brady put you forward without telling you, I suppose.
I know. We had a power cut. That's why I'm late. And that has just come back on. I was saying to the lads. But yeah, thanks for having me on, Dave. It's always a pleasure to come on here. And I am so buzzing. I cannot wait.
No, great to have you. Great to have you, Tron. Absolutely great to have you, my man. Dark Soul G says, Vic, Van de Ven, Madison, Johnson, Solomon, first North London must be pumped. And Dark Soul G, this is why I'm confident going into it. Or one of the reasons why. Too many years gone by, right? Or especially over the last few years. We've had players that are used to walking into the Emirates and getting humbled, getting beaten. And they go in there, they've gone in there with that mindset, always expecting the worst. We've got players today who haven't even played in a North London derby, who don't really have, some played last year with a mix of the likes of Lloris and Dyer and stuff like that. But today, they're playing with a lot of fresh faces. And for me, we have a squad that isn't too badly bet up at the Emirates so far, and it's a chance for them to turn the tide and rewrite the story of Tottenham going to the Emirates. The massive chance for these guys to do that. And for me, you're going in there without any fear, without that damaged reputation of going there beforehand and used to being beaten this, that, and the other. Now, look, the naivety could play against us. But however, I think it's going to go for us on this occasion, Dark Song G. Absolutely, my man. And hopefully that pans out that way because, it's good to see that a lot of the older faces, the older leadership group have gone out of there, which means it's new leadership group as well, which means new mentality. So we're going there with a complete different mindset today, right, Jack?
Definitely. And what I really find interesting about Postecoglou is a lot of the previous people who were big fans of him before said, what makes you fall in love with Postecoglou is not when he's playing the free-flowing attacking football against the smaller sides. It's when he does it and he imprints it against the bigger sides and he gets the win. That's what makes you feel like, right, we have a manager here that is giving us what we want in the philosophy, in the vision, but he's also imprinting it against everyone. He's a man who backs up his words. And today I genuinely believe we saw a glimpse of it against Manchester United, but we know they're in disarray at the minute. They're not a good enough football side really to be competing with us. If I'm being completely honest, I watched them against Burnley last night and I thought they could have easily dropped points again there. But seeing it today against a high-flying Arsenal side in a derby when emotions poured into it, we're both on 13 points, but in reality, if we were playing awful and they were, we know we're going to get a good game anyway. That's just the history of the fixture. But today, we're going to see Postecoglou prove what he does, and I don't see him backing down. I see the likes of Sarr, Madison, Udogie, all fighting for that shirt and all sticking to what they know, and that's driving up the field. That's from the first minute going man to man. And I feel like a lot of neutrals are saying we're not going to be able to deal with them. But I think if we go in that first 15 minutes and press up high the field, take the ball off their defender, take the ball off Rice, and get our away fans into the game as well, it'll frighten the life out of them. They've got so much pressure on them today. They want to win the league. They should be winning the league with the amount of money they've spent. Spurs are 6 games into the project. If we can disrupt the mentality early, put the pressure on, I tell you what, they're in for a roller coaster ride, and I can really see Spurs getting that first win in 25 games at the Emirates.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that, my man. And look, I really do hope so. Big up, Dark Song G. Hopefully you enjoyed that from Jacko. And he also says Doji, maybe Bassoum and Sarr, first North London derby as well. Just on that, Dark Song G, I mean, look, on a Doji, right? In years gone by, Saka's had it easy. Let's be honest. Sessegnon, Davies, people like that, right? Look, what was the one last year at our place? Saka picked up the ball. We allowed him to go into the box. a shot, one that Hugo Lloris should have saved, and then Sessegnon, Dyer, and Hugo Lloris were all blaming each other. Well, it's a different story this time. Udogie is going to keep Saka quiet. He's kept everyone else quiet down that side. And not only can he defend, he can also attack. He doesn't need help defending, but also, on the off chance Saka does cut inside on Udogie, Mickey Van de Ven's there to mop it up anyway, and he's as quick as anybody in the league. So I predict they ain't going to get too much joy down there. I think Saka's going to be the meat between the sandwich today, between Van de Ven and Udogie. I think we're going to pocket him. I've already got the missing posters ready. And, look, I think Udogie's missus will probably give him back to Arsenal next week once she pulls him out of the pocket when she goes through the laundry. But big up, Dark Sun G, my man. Really do appreciate the support, brother, and hopefully you are keeping well. But I do think Udogie to pocket Saka today because he's the guy that turns up against us, and it won't be easy for him today up against the big dog, is what I would say. Paul, I want to speak to you on this one, man. Our record away at Arsenal is absolutely atrocious. Our last away win from a win away from home in the North London Derby in the league was back in November 2010 under Harry Redknapp. Now, of course, I think we won a cup game since then as well there. But we've also only won one of our last 30. I think it's actually 2 in our last 32 games or something like that at their place. Why are wins so hard to come by at the Emirates or at Highbury, whatever you want to call it?
Well, no, I think Arsenal, I hate saying this, man, but they seem to raise their game against us more than we do against them in recent history. So even when we've been, the better team in the league, and which we have been for quite a few years, when it comes down to going to their ground, we just I don't know, we take the foot off the. I think it's what you're saying, Dave. We've got a lot of players and they're just used to losing there. But we can do it. The only time I ever saw us beat Arsenal was in 1987, and that was at Highbury, and it was a Clive Allen goal. But that's probably the last time we won there, for all I know. But it's a different kettle of fish. Ange will be getting them going, and I think our fans will be quite loud there today, which they haven't had a reason to be loud in recent derbies. But that's going to be different today.
So you're suggesting then, Paul, it's a mentality thing overall, right? Players go there nervous, managers go there nervous, and also fans go there nervous, right?
It must be, because there have been years in the past, like under Poch or more recent, where we have been better than them, but not at Arsenal. So it's got to be a mentality thing, hasn't it? It's got to be too hard, or the pressure, or something, I don't know, for the want of a better word, weak. But we're not weak anymore. We've got so many players in our team now that just don't lose the ball. They get the ball and do whatever they want with it. And I don't think Arsenal have got that kind of equipment in their squad.
No, I agree with you. I definitely do think it's a mentality issue. And look, hopefully one that I think is about to change. I think this team will change that. Postecoglou, very, very good and strong mindset. That's already been sort of influenced to the squad. You look at what Sonny's had to say in the build-up to this game, what Romero's had to say in the build-up to this game, and others. They're going in here very, very confident. I think they are going to, or they are looking to certainly go in there today and change that trend. And hopefully so, because I'm sick of going there and being smacked up. There's nothing better than doing your rivals on their patch. And, it's time for this weak, shaky mentality to go. Some would argue 90s, early 2000s, Arsenal were probably a much better team than Tottenham. But, the last decade, that we've sort of closed that gap, but we still haven't really been able to get the victory on their patch, And also, when you look at the last one, Harry Redknapp, 3-2, similar sort of brand of football, similar sort of mentality going into this. Worry about yourselves. Can we do it? Let's wait and see. Jack, did you want to say something there, my man?
Definitely. I feel like what you've said about Harry Redknapp before is we were 2-0 down in that match, and we still come back and showed the football we believed the whole time. The fans were behind. Everyone still believed in that free-flowing attacking football. And I think the main issue is the mentality, like you say. We brought in these huge mentality winners in Conte and Mourinho, but we'd sit behind the ball for 90 minutes waiting to be broken. Today, that's not going to be the case. Don't forget as well, playing away from home, I feel like we never really believed we could win. A draw would be an amazing result. We would be hoping that, for a bit of Harry Kane excellence. I know we beat them in, I think, the Carabao Cup last 16 or quarter final, when Dele Alli scored that great goal. But in the league, it never felt like it wasn't to dare is to do, was it? It wasn't our motto. We never really went for it. And today it is. Today we are going to go for it. And I know full well we're going to go for it, because you've got a manager that comes out and delivers what he says. And I know he's going to do the same today. And I've never been so confident in the style of football, in the way we're going to play before a game. I'm not saying I know we're going to win today, but I know we're going to do everything in our power to frighten the life out of them. And that's all I can ask for in a manager.
Absolutely. And, you know, like Ange Postecoglou said, I ain't changing, which means he's already put the pressure on Arteta to come up with something, right? You know, that the fact that we ain't going to be worried about them, it's them going to have to be worried about us, which is very, very interesting, you know. Look, Paul, just quickly, Paul, before we get Dermo involved in on this four-way, my man. Ange Postecoglou, what was I going to say to you just there quickly? It's after skipping my mind. It doesn't matter. I'll come back to you, Paul. I'll come back to you.
I'll just say what you're saying there has got shades of Danny Blanchflower in it, because he said, well, if we don't know what we're going to do, how's the other team?
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Worry about us.
I know what I was going to ask you, Paul, my man. Ange Postecoglou, right? We've seen what he done at Celtic. He couldn't wait to have the job at the Rangers coach and sort of stir the pot. Hasn't really done it this time round. Why?
No, he waits for. He's not. He's a classy man, you know. He'll wait for Arteta to put a foot wrong first. He's not going to come out preemptive with a preemptive strike. But if we like have a dodgy VAR or something like that, and Arteta says something about our team or Postecoglou, then maybe next time they meet we might hear something. But at the moment, it's all being nice and respectful.
Maybe it's part of Postecoglou's plan to lure him in. You know, let's wait and see. But Dermo, with the manner of last week's win, man, means we are heading to the Emirates with our confidence absolutely sky high. Do you think Arsenal would be nervous about facing us today in our current form and with the way we play football and approach games?
I think they will be. I think Arteta, I think deep down, they may be all coming out, oh, we're not bothered. You see all their fans, you know, just talking a load of cobbly wash and, you know, talking a load of shite, really, as they normally do. But I think they are worried. We're a different opposition. We're a different proposition to what we have been for the last couple of. And Jack's right. We've gone there with the mentality of managers have gone there in the past and that they haven't got it. They haven't got what the North London Derby means to us, to the players, and some of them players haven't got it. Ange gets it. Ange gets what this means to us fans, and I think we're pumped up, and I think Arsenal will be worried because I think they're going to see a different Tottenham, a Tottenham that can change during the game. Tactically, we've always been out-tacticked by the Arsenal manager. Conte was out-tacted, but Mourinho was. Harry Redknapp, we were 2-0 down in the last time we won there. He had to change things at half-time, and then we sparked. It's down to managers haven't taken this seriously. It's another game to them. And it isn't another game. This is the biggest game of the season. It's the first game we look for when the fixture lists come out, when we're playing Arsenal. And we've got an awful record at the Emirates, Dave, as you know. And I think Ange would change that. And I think we're going in there today the best we've ever been. And it's only the third time in history that both teams have gone into a North London derby unbeaten. The last time was 1990. Wow. And what happened that year? 1990-91, we won the FA Cup. So omens are looking good, my man. Omens are looking good. But look, Arsenal are shivering. They're scared. Declan Rice doesn't want to come to the game today. He says, "Mammy, can you send Arteta a sick note? I'm not feeling well." Do you know, Arteta's thinking, do you know what? I don't fancy going today. Go and send my second double. We have got them worried because we're the proper North London side. We're the best North London side. We've got the removal vans for them turning up tomorrow morning, Pickford's at half 8 Arsenal, to move you back to South London. And the Premier League are taking back all your trophies because you bought them all. And a few are coming to us as well. But yeah, Dave,
Oh,
sorry,
absolutely.
I ranted. Sorry, I ranted.
No, I loved it, Dermo. I absolutely loved it. But look, I do think Arteta, probably will be nervous today, right? The last sort of few North London derbies. If you go back and watch the Arsenal All or Nothing documentary at the back of the season where we bet them for Champions League, Mikel Arteta's whole plan around Tottenham was press them. They've done it in the two last season, and they got joy out of it, right? Especially the one at our ground. How many times did they press us the ball all the way back to Hugo? He launches it long. They pick it up, recycle it, come straight back at us. But that's out the window today. They can press us all they want. We've got joy. We've got Big Vic. Press Vicari all you want. He'll just pop it left, right, over you. Does not matter. You've got Van de Ven Romero, very comfortable on the ball. Poro, Badoji, very comfortable on the ball. If you press them and cut off the passing options, they can also get on the ball and run with it. So, he has to come up with a whole different game plan around us going into this one than the game plan that's worked in previous years, right, Jack?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Dave. I think it's really important today how we transition from defence to attack. We brought in these ball-playing midfielders. We brought in these ball-playing defenders. Mickey van der Ven, quickest defender in the Bundesliga last year, and I feel like that's going to be pivotal today. And I don't think many people have given him plaudits for how good he actually has been this season. People are saying all sorts of things on social media, like they would football Twitter, but he's going to be crucial today because when Saka is trying to get in behind, or Trossard, or even Gabriel Jesus, Mickey van der Ven is going to be straight in there, and he's going to be winning that ball straight away. I genuinely think he's going to have a great game. The trickery of Jesus, Trossard, and Saka is going to be difficult, but I've got full confidence in Romero and Mickey van der Ven. Before we had Dyer, we had Davison Sanchez, we had players that I never felt really comfortable on the ball or really defensively either. And I think this season, compared to this is probably the most comfortable I felt, even with a high line defending, since the likes of Alderweireld and Vertonghen. It could come back to bite me, but that's genuinely how I feel. Sometimes the best form of defence is attack, and that's what I think we're going to deliver.
Absolutely spot on. And also, Siren comes in and says they won't be worried. They are too arrogant. That's their weakness.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, let's be honest. The last couple of North London derbies, I think they've beaten us before we've got onto the pitch because of the mind games. And I think that's been the biggest problem. And when you got players like Eric Dyer and Dan Sanchez and the likes of Conte being too arrogant, I think, to admit that, hang on, I'm a bit of a problem here, or Mourinho, that managers haven't got it. And I don't know if you agree with this, Jack and Paul and Dave, but you would have thought Mourinho would have got it, but he didn't get it. Conte definitely didn't get what it meant for a North London derby for us. It's all about themselves. Harry Redknapp got it because he's one of us. Postecoglou gets it because he's definitely one of us. Poch sort of got it, but I think it's different this time round because the Postecoglou knows what it is, what this means to us. He's a fan. First and foremost, he's a football fan. He's a Tottenham fan now. And where the Conte and Mourinho, they weren't us. They all spoke a good game. But they wouldn't. They if they went to a match, they're going to a box. If Postecoglou was to go to a match, he'd go into the south stand. Do you know what I mean? They know what it means. And I think he knows what it is up here to win, and he'll have that drilled into the players this week. We've had a full week of training, and this Champions League thing, this plays into a major factor as well. Arsenal have played Wednesday. We haven't. We've had a full week of training, so I think that will play into it as well. But
my only worry is, sorry, Dermot, to interrupt. No, I agree, and I'm all on at the minute, the positivity, buzzing for the game, and I'm not going to change that at all. But I'm going to give them their plaudits as well, just to give a bit of reasoning, because my worry is I think they've been poor this year so far. I think they've been massively underwhelming and massively underperforming, but they tore PSV apart. And that is my only worry. They're going to have a bit more confidence coming into it now. But then again, like you say, if they're too arrogant and they don't believe in our capabilities, then it can work both ways. Because I tell you what, we're not going to be defending like PSV. We're not going to have the holes. Yes, we're going to play a high line, but we're going to be doing a lot more in the final third as well. So if they treat us like a PSV, then they're in for a rude awakening. But I'm just thinking they did play quite well. Like, is it going to give them that confidence? Potentially. But then again, you've got to have confidence in your own team.
Yeah, and I think also the midfield battle is going to be so important today. If we can win that midfield, I think we've got them. And I think that is important. We've got to keep Odegaard quiet. If we can keep him quiet, I think we've won the game, because I think he's like their Madison. He makes them tick.
Yeah.
If we can keep him quiet, and we know Madison could have a blinder, we've won it. And we shouldn't fear them. We shouldn't have to go in there with any fear. And Jack's right. Arsenal have been sort of poor, and I was really surprised with PSV, because they were unbeaten in 26 games going into that Arsenal game. And as bad as PSV were, Arsenal weren't that great. So I think, yeah, I agree with Jack when he says you have to be sort of a little bit balanced with your argument. But I think we're going to be too good for them today. I just do. I think they're gonna go in there and think, oh, it's only Tottenham. Look what we did to them last season. And we're not like what we were last season, because we've got a manager who knows how to win games. He knows what this derby's about. We haven't got a Conte or Mourinho or a Nuno who haven't got a clue. Postecoglou does know. He's played it. He's managed in the biggest derby of them all. And if he can go up there and put Rangers in their box, he can come here and put Arsenal in their box.
Look, for me, I think, when it comes down to the managers, I don't think the managers are ever a problem at Tottenham. I think we constantly hire good managers. But it's the squad we've got now. It's completely different to ones in years gone. Years gone by was very, very limited. There's only so much you can do with what we've had. This time now, the options are absolutely limited. You can do what you want with them. Everyone's technical. Everyone can run with the ball. Everyone can pass the ball. Everyone knows how to handle them as well. So then you combine that with the mentality. Look at Vicario, Van der Ven, and Romero, the way they're all fist pumping, each other, when they're keeping the ball out of the back of the net. You look at Sonny pushing Richarlison forward there last week. The camaraderie as well of this squad. We're going in there as one unit. In years gone by, we've gone in there fractured. People are already looking for the excuses and limited in terms of what we could do with players, right? It's not the manager's fault. Someone like Eric Dyer cannot pass the ball to a player in the white shirt 9 times out of 10. That's the difference. You do that with Romero, he can. You do it with Van der Ven, he can. And that's the absolute difference. And the fact that we'll be able to play out from the back, press us. I dare you to press us, Arsenal. In fact, I implore you to press us. I want you to press us. That's exactly what I want, because Ange will have, a plan for that straight away. But Paul, a lot of Arsenal fans, this week, they're all crying. They're going, where's this confidence coming from Tottenham fans heading into the Emirates today, considering our record there?
Well, it's probably because they've been sapped of all confidence, and their players are all still purple in the face, because they had the league. They had the league last year, didn't they? Halfway through, miles ahead. They're all pumped. I think, I know Arsenal have made some changes during the summer, but that's still going to be rattling around the players' heads. That's going to be rattling around the manager's head, and it sounds like it's certainly rattling around all the fans' heads. They've lost their bottle, haven't they? Bleeding Arsenal. So yeah, we've got every right to be confident. Look, I think we can also be confident because I feel like we got nothing to lose, It's still early days for Ange. And as long as we can see them go out there and have a go and try and play the football that Ange wants them to play, the result, it's not secondary, but you know what I mean? It's not like last year where we were just rubbish and grinding out results. It sounds a bit like Arsenal this year. They're not on it. They ground out a few results, and I think all it will take is for us to go and stick the boot in a bit, and I think that's the end of their season. So I think it's a measure of Arsenal fans' character that they can't understand why we're confident, because they haven't been watching us.
Yeah, true. And look, I have a couple of comments I want to throw at you here, Paul. One from Kevin K first. Says we haven't got a decent squad. We now have a manager that knows how to get the best from a limited squad.
I don't know, man. We've got options on the bench. I think we have. It's unfortunate about Perisic. That's a bit of a blow, actually. But we've got Brennan Johnson. Richarlison had a good game last week. We got Højbjerg in midfield. It gets a bit thinner in defence. But I like you. I hope they press us, Dave. I really hope they press us. And I think something that we're way better than them at is if we lose the ball, we get it back in 5 seconds. If they lose the ball, they're going to be trying to get back into shape. So if we get the ball back off them in their third, they're going to be in a lot of trouble because they're already going to be running up the pitch, like a 16-year-old running after a bird trying to cop a feel at a disco or something, and then we'll just catch them out, and it'll be 1-0 Spurs, and then 2-0, and who knows, man.
I'd love to slap them up 4 or 5 today. I absolutely love it.
Brilliant,
Not going to happen, but I'd love it. But Paul, so games we've gone in with 2 in midfield, got overrun, but no more. Our midfield will be good enough to hold them. It's another point of difference heading into today's game, right?
Oh, dude, I hated that 2-man midfield we played with last year. It was absolute dog shit. It was horrible to watch. That 5 at the back and just waiting for teams to come on to us. But no, I mean, not just 3 midfielders, but we got. Steve Perryman said that Maddison and Basuma, they just never lose the ball. And then who's next to them? You got Papa Matasaurus Rex preying on them, running from all angles of the pitch, picking the ball up. So I'm really looking forward to that midfield battle. I think we're going to win it, and I think that might be the key to the game.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And Dermot Starren also says, they say things come in threes. They bottled top 4. They bottled the league. They are going to bottle today.
It is so true. I mean, it's like waiting for a bus, isn't it? You wait for 1 to come along and 3 come along at once. And of course, it's like, of course they're going to bottle it today. They are bottlers. They've always have been bottlers. They always will be bottlers. I don't care what any Arsenal fan said. To be fair, they should have won the league last year. But they bottled it because they're bottlers. And, they've bottled it all through their history. So, yeah. I'm actually making them a special bottle trophy. We will present it to them before today's game.
This is the thing, right? They go on to us about being bottle jobs, right? They're choke merchants, surrender artists, and tap out specialists. That's exactly what they are, right? They went for top 4. They couldn't handle it. Absolutely cracked under the pressure. They went for the league, cracked under the pressure. And everyone goes on about Arsenal, this big, scary machine, this, that, and the other they're building. Let's call it straight. If Liverpool were the Liverpool we know, Arsenal wouldn't have finished second. Yeah. If United got their act together, Arsenal wouldn't have finished second. Chelsea also had a massive drop-off last year. If they were there, would Arsenal have finished second? No. Tottenham, who's finished above Arsenal for 6-7 years previous, had a drop-off last season. If we didn't have that drop-off, Arsenal wouldn't there. My point is, Arsenal benefited from about 3, 4, 5 teams all having a drop-off last year and the World Cup being smack bang in the middle of the season. Arsenal benefited from that, but yet everyone goes on like Arsenal are this great team. They came second last year. They're going for the league this year. But guess what? Tottenham's back. Liverpool's back. So you ain't going for the league this year. You're going to be back finishing where you belong. That's where I'm at with that. I'm sick of everyone building
Europa League. That's where they're finishing this year. Europa League or Conference League. That's where they're finishing this year.
I'm sick of it.
We're going to be back in the Champions League, baby. They're going to be in the Conference League.
Everyone just bigs them up, but no one wants to talk about how many teams actually fell off last year, which is strange because you don't see that many teams fall off the way they did last year. The Premier League is different this year. It'll be a true reflection of where they're at. Paul Vanden says Pep's Cone Boy ain't ready for Ange. Come on, you Spurs. B-Tech Pep, it wouldn't surprise me if he liked Pep Guardiola. He wants to make a change today. So if Arsenal win, all the talk will be about the tactical change over Arteta and how much of a genius he is. What I would say is just set Højbjerg on him early. We all seen the remember the preseason cup. Højbjerg went to make a tackle. Arteta was outside his box. Arteta starts mounting at him. Højbjerg walks away. Arteta keeps going, and then Højbjerg just comes over, stands over him like that, puts him back in his box where he belongs, the little Lego man. And the rest is history. So I want to see that today. But Jacko, my man, Paul Vanden says Pep's Cone Boy.
At the end of the day, I'm only calling what we've got, and we've got Postecoglou. Arteta, he can do his thing. He's old news in my opinion now. Yes, he's done a good job last year, but he didn't get the job done. That was Tottenham. We planned the football they were in that position, getting their Ashburton army and all of that, thinking, yeah, finally they're going to win the league. But look what happened. They didn't get the job done. Man City are an incredible team, but in reality, they had it in their hands and they let it slip. And in my opinion, you got to move on. Football moves on. And the new man in town is Ange Postecoglou. And I'll tell you what, he's free-flying attacking football, in my opinion, is going to be more impressive. And we're going to see that today. I may eat my words, but I'm going to enjoy it while I can.
Exactly, my man. You have to enjoy it, Jacko. You have to. You know, look, I just get sick of it. You know, people tell me, oh, Dave, be realistic, this, that, and the other. It's a bloody derby game. I ain't going to be realistic. My delusion that is an all-time high. I feel like I'm fighting for Tottenham, and I will sit here and talk smack about my rivals. I wait all year round for these opportunities, and when they come around, I ain't going to sit there and fluff Arsenal up and talk about how great they are and talk about, you know, rice cakes and boom sakalaka. You know, I ain't going to sit there and talk about that and how good they are and be realistic. It's a bloody derby game. Front it with chest. It's what we bloody live for. Let's be honest about it. I'm sick of all this stuff. Let's be realistic, all this crap. It's a North London derby. No room for realism. It's all about fronting and backing your team. That's what it's all about. But big up Paul, my man. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. And then where are we on my list of great questions? They call me the great question maker. So Jack, we'll stick with you, my man.
Cool.
Have you watched much of Arsenal this season? Around the media's talk saying they're not playing at their best, look unconvincing, etc. They were supposed to be title contenders this season. And I think you've already alluded to, right? They don't look like one.
That's it. I think their first couple of games they've managed to get by, fair enough. And I think if you looked at Spurs at the start of last year, we were just getting by and everyone was saying, we're going to wait for them to click. Spurs are going to be good. Spurs, like, they just need it to click. And it never clicked for us. And I would be worried if I was an Arsenal fan because you spent 65 million on the Kai Havertz, you spent 100 million on a Declan Rice. You're building this, spending all this money, but the football, realistically, it hasn't quite been free-flowing yet. And I feel like Tottenham right now have come out the traps flying. Every game, I know what we're going to see. And even, I was there, Dave, when Spurs, it was the 98th minute, and I still believe we could win. Every person in that stadium did not just want to draw. They wanted 2 goals in 3 minutes. And that's exactly what we delivered. Richarlison coming off the bench, having a terrible time, come out and said in his quotes that he just hasn't been himself. He hasn't been able to deliver it for Brazil. But he had the character to come on, get a goal from a corner, and then an assist. The whole crowd erupted. Honestly, I've never seen a fan base so united. This is what I mean. I feel like at the minute, everyone's on board. Everyone believes, yes, it's Sheffield United, but you need to start somewhere. If you can get everyone on board, then it's huge. And I think the momentum we're carrying into this game as well is massive. If we were going to win at the Emirates for the first time in 25 games, now's the time. It genuinely is. Everyone's buzzing. I think all 4 of us sit here today before we might say we're going to win. But I genuinely believe all of us, everyone in this chat today feels we've got a better chance now than ever. And we are definitely one of the best teams in the league that could take it to Arsenal at the Emirates today. And that's why we should all believe.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. And look, you know, Arsenal, there are mistakes there. There are mistakes in that back line, especially with them in possession. So if you compress them, you will get joy. You will turn ball over. Fulham done it very early on at the Emirates. Got a very quick goal out of it and ended up going out there nicking a result. So, you know, let's see how they handle a fast
Man
start.
United as well. Man United scored, I think, in the 87th minute through Garnacho. Yeah. It was about this close offside, and they go over the other end and score. Man United were 50-50 with them. Spurs, we wiped them off the park. At the end of the day, we've been playing much better football. And I feel like Dermot said a good point earlier about sometimes the managers overcomplicate it. And I feel like it is a one-off game and the derby's special. And there's no way you can't take the emotion out of it. But if we stick to what we know and we play the football we know we can, then there's no reason why we can't beat them today. There's no reason why we can't outplay them because we've been the strongest side this season. So sometimes I think it's that don't overcomplicate it. Play through the lines. Play those passes that you would normally play in a derby. Take the atmosphere out of it and play the football that we know we can. And you know what? We could easily be coming out of this game, staying second in the league, beating Arsenal at the Emirates.
Absolutely. I really, really do hope so. I really do hope so. And then Paul Vanden says, let's win and shut up Merson. Who wants to take this one?
What does Merson know about football? I mean, you know, you talk about Tottenham DNA. What's Arsenal's DNA? It's the offside rule, isn't it? Maybe they should just go back to their roots. You know, then Merson might be happy. Sorry, Dermot.
I think Postecoglou's team talk has already been done for him. What he's got to do is go and stick it up in the middle of the dressing room and say, right, lads, prove that fucker wrong. Fergie did it, I think, years ago with Liverpool. Liverpool says Benitez said something about United. All Fergie did was put his comment up in the dressing room, said, right, lads, prove that fucker wrong. Paul Merson doesn't know football. He was a shit footballer. He played for a shit team. And it's a shit pundit. I agree with Philip Brady. He should not be on television. He should be somewhere in a loony home somewhere for the asylum of people that got no brains. And Postecoglou put his comments up in the dressing room. Right, lads, prove that fucker wrong. And the next time Paul Merson comes to Tottenham, I want Daniel Levy to revoke his license, his press pass, and make that fucker pay to come in because he's an absolute idiot. He should. I hate him. I don't like what he says. I think he talks shite. He talks more shite than Arteta does, to be fair. And Arteta talks a lot of crap too. Maybe they should both go into the same home together for deluded Arsenal players, fans.
Look, Merson has a history of speaking out against Tottenham. You know, he absolutely, I think he's a secret Tottenham fan. He loves talking about us at every opportunity. I think he's jealous that he didn't play for us, to be honest, on that big white sexy kit of ours.
I wouldn't want him. He's an idiot. Why would you want an idiot playing for us? He's an absolute dumbbell.
Big up though, Paul Vanden, my man. I want to win because, to be honest with you, as soon as I finish all the content and everything else I need to make after the game and that, rest of my evening is going to be spent trolling people, and I'm going to enjoy it. Being brutally honest, you know, Twitter, Instagram, you know, into YouTube, all the Arsenal channels, watching them there cry. I can't wait. I'm going to spend my whole evening trolling every single one of them, and I've got so many receipts as well that I have waiting to cash in. See, brilliant. But look, despite us all getting carried away, right? Are there arguments to say that the North London Derby maybe has come too soon for Postecoglou and Tottenham, Paul?
No, I don't think that there's any good or bad time for it. It is what it is. I think he sounds like he's looking forward to the test because, like I say, you know, even if we lose today, we're going to learn lots of it. That's something that Sonny was talking about in the fan conference. Difficult year last year, but he learned a lot about himself and how to get through these things. Arsenal don't learn anything, do they? So you know, it's like Sesame Street, whereas we were like Open University with some boring bloke talking about complicated things. But I don't know. I think we'll be fine, man. Anytime, we'll take those scum on and show them how to play football because they're like, it's fake. They're fake imitations. Tottenham invented total football in the 1920s, right? Peter McWilliam came down from Scotland. After he coached Vic Buckingham. Vic Buckingham, hang on, just had a phone call. Bugger off. Sorry, Vic Buckingham. Vic Buckingham went over to Ajax and Barcelona and brought total football over there. He coached Johan Cruyff, taught him everything he knew. Johan Cruyff, then Pep Guardiola, and then we go right down the food chain to Arteta. Whereas Ange Postecoglou's chain is shorter. It's Peter McWilliam, Arthur O, Ferenc Puskas, Ange Postecoglou. So it's like going to the supermarket and either buying home brand beans or some gorgeous Heinz 57 varieties of how to kick your ass. That's what it is.
I absolutely love it, my man. And look, I don't think Postecoglou would be nervous, Paul. I actually think he'll see it as an opportunity to maybe impose his style of football you know, and put his brand to the test, right, against what some would say the Premier League's best. I wouldn't think so. But look, you know, it's a good test. It's a good marker to see where we're at. So for me, I think he absolutely relishes today's game rather than it coming too soon. Plus, you know, people have to remember this guy, Old Firm derbies, right, up in Scotland. You can't take away fans. You're not allowing any away fans. So he's took Celtic to Ibrox, smacked them up with no fans, the whole stadium a cauldron of hate against him and his team. And they smacked them up 3-0. You know, and had an easy game, you know, and that came I think last one I watched was done over early in the first half. And then it was just about sort of just knocking the ball around and making it long and punishing for them in the second half. So, you know, Postecoglou does have experience in these big games, and he will not be affected by that stupid song, you know, that they sing before the game. What is it? That North London song. They won't be affected by, you know, what are they called? The Clockend boys who wear, you know, dress up like Arteta, the black top, blue jeans, all this sort of jazzy stuff. You know, won't be affected by them or the noise of that Arsenal stadium. And Postecoglou will have these boys ready and raring to go. And it wouldn't surprise me if the sick man got the guys to actually enjoy the hate and taught them this week. Anytime they jeer, you've got to enjoy that. You know, you've got to embrace it rather than be scared of it. So that would be absolutely right. But look, guys, everyone is building this game up to be Ange Postecoglou's big test. Is it? You know, look, Brighton away. You know, top 6 teams go there, find it hard to get results. That was a test. Man United, despite people, you know, saying, oh, well, they're out of form. Man United has always been hard for Tottenham, despite them being out of form. That name carries weight, right? And usually that name and the weight that it's carried has maybe sort of affected our performances in them games. Well, that didn't happen. But look, we'll take it to the panel. Is today Ange Postecoglou's first real big sort of test?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all, because I feel like at the end of the day, he's got to stick to his guns. And he's 6 games into his project. Win or lose, I know I'm going to come out today and I'm still going to have Ange's back 100%. He needs time. Like, yes, he's got the imprint of a fantastic start. He's brought in great players and everyone's adapted really well. But if we're judging him off if we're being completely honest, a high-flying Arsenal side, considering last year, then we're being unfair, because he's 4 or 5 years into the project. Arteta's been given around 300 to 400 million pounds. And just had one summer transfer window and a disrupted pre-season. So, yes, it's a massive game. It's a massive game for the fans. We all want to win it so much and we all believe we can win it. So, of course, but the reason why we are so confident is because Ange has inspired all us fans and all football fans that we can go toe-to-toe with them straight away. So, I'm not saying at the end of the day, if we lose today, it's not the be-all and end-all, because we get up and we go against Liverpool next week at home. We want to win. Everyone wants to win. It's the North London derby, and I believe we can win. But I'm still going to back him for a long time. He needs time, but we're lucky enough to have this free-flowing attacking football already.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. Dermot, where are you at? Is this Ange Postecoglou's first real big test for you, my man?
I don't think it is. I think playing your first home game was your big real test. Proving to everyone why we picked him. I think it's a test for him, his first North London derby. But I think because he's got the experience of, as I said before, and Paul, and you know this, with Celtic, this is like a walk in the park for him. I think also, Dave, and I like what Jack had to say, but I also think players are up for this as well today. I think the players last season weren't up for it. There was a sort of fear factor. Oh no, we're going here. Oh, well, I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
But these players today are bothered. And Ange would just sit them down and say, right, lads, you're going into Arsenal. It's just another game. It's just another away ground. Forget the North London derby. Forget what it was all about. Go out and play football. Go out how we play. Just think of yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the occasion. And I think that's what they'll do. And I think Ange's, the United game was his test. This is just a test for North London derby, which he's going to pass with flying colours. Because we're going to go out there, we're going to wipe the arse of them. And Arsenal fans are all going to go home crying to their mammies and say, Mammy, I can't go to school tomorrow. I can't go into work tomorrow. Can you send me in the sick note? because North London is white and it always will be white. It will never be red. And, and as I said, the removal vans, lads, will be there for you 8:30 in the morning, move you back to South London where you belong, because you bribed your way into North London. You had a manager that bribed your way into some trophies into buying players. And we're just sticking the stench in North London. And you've outstayed your welcome. You owe us about £1.5 million in rent. And you're squatters, could you please leave our house? If not, we'll have to get the guards and the removal guys to move you back to South London. If not, we'll send Paul over. He'll do the job for us. And and as for Herbert Chapman, Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams, George Graham, all them Arsenal players, past and present, we're going there to give your boys a hell of a beating. So be ready for it.
Oh, absolutely love that. Absolutely love that, Darren. Look, they better be ready, my man. Paul, I don't buy into this as Ange Postecoglou's biggest test. He's been tested all his life, right?
Oh, dude. At every stage of his career. I mean, like the job he did for the Australian national team, he had the whole of the media and the administration, Football Australia, against him because he kept on trying to play his way of football, and it took a while to get going. And we won an Asian Cup. But I think it is a test today. There's no doubt about it. But I'd say the first away match against Brentford. Not only did he have to get us playing decent football, but look at our home record last year. It was terrible. So, he had to get not just style of football, but belief into the team. And, it was pretty apparent that, at the end of the Brentford game, we passed that test. And I don't know. I don't think there's a lot that's going to stop us this year, let alone Arsenal. No, they're just going to be frightened little bunnies, man.
Absolutely love it. But look, Postecoglou alluded to it in his interview as well with Gary Lineker, right? He's had to go over to Australia at a young age, this, that, and the other. The guy's been tested all his life. Honestly, this isn't a test to him, Paul. He will relish this. This isn't a test to him. This is where he's always been defeated.
Like his background in Australia, like Australia's so racist, they hate even other white people over here, So being Greek, Italian, European or whatever, you get so many more barriers against you. Plus you're playing a sport that is, and I can't emphasize how much it is looked down on by the the private school rugby playing toffs. So to get through all that and break out of Australia, you have to be bloody good and resilient. And that's why that's why Ange is showing himself to be one of the best managers in the world at the moment, because he's come through so much adversity to get there.
Look, for me, it's just media hype, right? They're trying to put the pressure on Tottenham like they always do, expecting us to buckle. This isn't a test for Ange Postecoglou. Postecoglou will be standing out there relishing it. He'll be standing out there looking, going, this is where I've dreamed of being. This is where I've dreamed of getting to. He ain't going to go into this one nervous. It ain't a test. It's just about, setting the boys up right, giving them the right belief, and we'll go out and get it. Big up, Sushant. Great to see you. Big up, Stevie Fraser as well, my man. Bogan Power.
That's it, man.
Dave,
but everybody, just before we keep moving on, first time I'll ask, and the only time I'll ask this stream, if you could all please smash the like button, that'd be absolutely beautiful. Let's get them likes up. It is North London Derby Day. Smash the like on every Spurs stream you tune in today. Also, if you do enjoy the work, you do appreciate the grind, the amount of videos that we do pump out here, not only for everyone out there, but also the members-only content as well. Feel free to support us in what we do via Super Chat, via channel membership, and come and join this great community. And also, get your Super Chats in, get us pumped up, get your questions in, give us your best jibe at Arsenal. There's plenty we can do to have a laugh for the last 45 minutes of this show. So everyone, please smash that like button. And also, get across, check out these guys' great channels. Jack, Spurs related, Paul, the only psychedelic football show on the internet over at Hotspur Hippie. And then also, you've got the great Dermatron along with Philip Brady at THFC Till I Die. So make sure you check them out as well. But look, keep smashing the like. That would be greatly appreciated. But lads, the feel-good factor is back at Tottenham. The team, the manager, the fans, the club, they're all together right now. And we believe We also play attacking football. We're winning, and we have got off to the best start in a league campaign in 58 years, despite many trying to stay grounded. If we win today, lads, are we title contenders? Let's go. Who wants to answer this one?
Yeah, of course we are, man. Absolutely. No doubt. If we win today, that means we would have gained 8 points already on equivalent fixtures from last year. So we've gone from 60 to 68 after a short period of time, you know. And if you look at our pro rata, I mean, at the moment it's 99. If you divide 11, number of points by games times it by 38, it's 99 at the moment. You add another win to that. I mean, what else do we have to do? You know, we got to beat. If we start beating teams like Arsenal away, you can't discount us, man. And so long as we stay within 6 points of Man City, or maybe 3 by the time we play them in December, that adds a lot of spice to that game as well.
Of course we're going to win the league. Of course we're going to win the league. There's no doubt. I agree with Paul. Me and Paul have been on this train, I think, since the start of the season. Me and Paul are very alike, actually, in a lot of ways, in our how we love our club. And we're going to win the league. There's a bit of Birkinshaw about this Tottenham side. I don't know if Paul agrees with me, but I've said it before. I feel there's an 80s vibe about this Spurs side.
Oh, yeah. I think it could be even better.
Yeah, but I think Birkinshaw was a bit like Postecoglou. Came from Newcastle as a trainer, come under the great agent Terry Neal, who went back to the scum after he'd done his job. Keith Birkinshaw came in, had to get relegated, but he built a brilliant side, an exciting side. And I think there's a lot of similarities between Birkinshaw and Postecoglou. And of course, we're going to win the league, Dave. And people seem to forget we've got a hold over Man City. Man City have not beaten us at home in the Premier League. That's 3 points there. We get a point away at Main Road. It's not the Etihad. It always will be Main Road because Man City are shite anyway. They're only there because they've got money from a state. A bit like Newcastle as well. They're all going to fumble one day, and Spurs will come up through the ranks and win every league every year because we're the best run club. And that's 4 points. And the Paul is right. We've picked up more points from last season. If we can be there or thereabouts, say we're there by Christmas, and we can start picking up more points, I think we are going to win the league. I think we're definitely in for a Champions League place. I think, and I said it before the start of the season, we're going to finish top 2 or top 3. And I said it on here, Dave. We will finish in the top 3, and I guarantee that. And we're going to win the FA Cup. That's us this year. I just got this feeling. We're going to go all the way to Wembley. Postecoglou's knees are gone all trembling. So just come on, you Spurs.
Absolutely love that, there. Absolutely love that, my man. Look, I wouldn't write us off on the FA Cup. You know, I really wouldn't. League, I definitely agree with you. I think we're going to get Champions League. But look, you know, if we win today, you've got to start having them conversations, Jack, right? About, you know, how far can Tottenham take this? Despite what, you know, people have reasons why we can't do it. I think many people look at the squad and say, look, inevitably over the course of the 38 games, we're going to fall short.
Yeah.
But if we win, surely we're in the conversation, right?
For me, I feel like part of being a football fan is you've got to dream. You've got to believe. If Leicester can win the league, then who says this Ange Postecoglou side definitely can't? Look, if I'm being realistic right now, I'm loving the journey. I'm taking every game as it comes, and I'm looking forward to turning that television on, going to that game, travelling across the other side of the country to watch Tottenham. I'm not going to say we're going to win the league. I'm not going to say we're in a position to. Well, I will, because like we say, we enjoy it. But I'm going to say I'm going to turn on this television today, and I've got full belief that Tottenham can win. And I'm going to go to North London next week and watch Tottenham Liverpool and do a vlog. And I'm also going to predict that we're going to win, because he's grabbed this fan base and he goes, dream, believe. And I do believe. And I feel like, yes, why not say we can win the league then? Why not? Because I'm probably going to predict us to win every game. That's part of being a Spurs fan. And, you know, that's why Paul Merson probably predicts Arsenal are going to win. Yes, it's a bit of delusion. But like you say, well, you got to dream big, haven't you? And who says we can't? Leicester have won it. Loads of teams have been underdogs and won the league. Spurs, get on the journey, get on the bus. Let's see what happens.
I think there's a bit... sorry, Dave. I think there's a bit of a Leicester vibes this year with us. I felt it during the Sheffield United game. at the end of it, I said it to Philip. I said, there's a bit of Leicester vibes about us when they won the league. We just seem to have something different about us. We have that killer instinct. It's a bit like we're going into a boxing match. We're a bit like Mike Tyson against Frank Bruno. Paul will remember this. And Frank Bruno, as nice as he was, didn't have that killer instinct. But we're a bit like Mike Tyson. We're going in there and we're battering everyone out of the ring. And Tottenham have that killer instinct. And it's something we had in the 80s. We have that killer instinct. And we've got it back again. We've got our Spurs back.
We definitely have our Spurs back and the free-flowing attacking football's back. And I do believe we have got that killer instinct. My only worry is I think Son's been fantastic when he's come through the 9. Do you think Richarlison has the capability to... Because I feel like all the best teams have a fantastic striker. Even when Leicester won the league, Jamie Vardy was on fire. Diego Costa at Chelsea. Manchester City have brought in Haaland. But if you look at that, they've spent so much money to have us for that. Anyone can score 25 goals a season. Do you feel like we're missing that to potentially, if we're talking 38 games down the line, form a title charge? Do you think maybe we need to bring in an Ivan Toney or something like that? Or do you think we've got the players now?
I think we do need a striker. I've been saying it since we sold Harry Kane. We need that 15, 20 goal a season striker. But I think Richarlison has something to prove today. I think it's redemption day for him. He got sent off there last season. He's had a bad start to the season. He's had these problems with his mental health. And look, put all that aside, he was very brave to come out on what he said to Richarlison. And we're all after. We're all behind him. We all love him. We all want him to succeed. I think it's his day.
Do you start him today?
Yeah, I would. I would start Richarlison today because of he'd be confident after what he did with Sheffield United. And I think he's got a point to prove against Arsenal. As I said, he got sent off last season. He's got a point to prove. And I feel it's redemption day for him. He may be the one to unlock it because his shithousery, his Brazilian sort of flair. And I think we're going to see a different Richarlison. He scored his first goal for the club. And that may unlock the gates now. And he'll go in there full of confidence.
Just to play devil's advocate on that, look, we've seen this with Richarlison before. You know, Marseille scored 2. You know, and then he scored 1. He also scored 1 this season against who was it? Bournemouth. 1 against Bournemouth. Didn't really kick on from that. And now again he scored there the other day. The guy has to learn to back it up now. You know, you can't just come in sporadically, bang in a goal, and then go missing again for the next 10, 11 games. You have to learn to back it up. And that's what makes a great striker great, right? He does it week in, week out. He doesn't just turn up in the odd moment here or there. And that's what Richarlison needs to do. Look, we sold our star striker. We would have kept him. We would be talking about a title challenge from the start of this season. We would have been talking about it. And for me, I do think we will need to go out and get one for sure. Look, Richarlison, I like all the energy he gives. But I think there's too many parts missing or components missing to his game. And it needs to be tidied up a hell of a lot more if he wants to come that sort of level. But look, Son through the middle, that's going to be give and take, right? Teams, that play a high line, some will benefit from. But teams that play low block, I think you do have to go with someone like Richarlison instead of Son because he gives you that presence.
Or maybe even Brendan Johnson. Sorry, Dave, to interrupt. I was going to say maybe even. I was just, go for it, Dave. Sorry.
No, go on. Sorry, lad. Go on.
I was going to say even Brennan Johnson. You see how direct he is. He's a natural born finisher. I think people are underestimating how good he is in front of goal. I think a lot of people watched the Arsenal-Nottingham Forest match and they saw him miss that chance. I think, oh no, maybe he hasn't got the capability to score goals for Tottenham. But if you watched how he brought that ball down the other day and calmly finished against Sheffield United, that's what he's been doing for ages at Nottingham Forest. And I think his direct pacing behind, his calm nature in front of goal could be exactly what he's crying out for. He's a guy who can play centrally and he's a guy that can play out wide. And I feel like having someone that can compete with Richarlison, who can do that as well, is really going to benefit him. And I think he's going to be a fantastic player, I really do. And I would like to see him being thrown into the mix today. For me, I like Solomon, but I don't really think it's his sort of game. I would rather see Richarlison or Brennan Johnson play. I think Richarlison could thrive in this game because I feel like he's like Romero. He lives for this. You see him getting the crowd behind him. Everyone loves him. I feel like he's just one of those characters that's like, I'm here. Like when he got that equaliser against Liverpool last year, when all the Liverpool fans hated him, it's like he thrives off that hatred. And I feel like he's a player that could bring that today.
Look, I really do hope so. Paul, where are you at with who you want to see up front today, lad?
Well, I was just thinking about Richarlison there, and I'm thinking that, you know, if the Arsenal goalkeeper, whoever that might be today, you know, they're probably not going to be settled. And Richarlison's pretty good at hassling players and putting pressure on the goalkeeper and the defenders. And if you've got a goalkeeper that's worried about being substituted or not getting game time, that might be in their heads a little bit. We might see a mistake out of Raya or Ramsdale today and might see Richarlison benefit from it.
I agree.
I agree too. I mean, I've just seen Football London. Their front three, what their predicted lineup is: Brendan Johnson on the right wing, Sonny down the middle, and Kulu on the left.
Ooh,
so,
what do they know? Who are these muppets?
I don't know who they are. I just thought I'd read it out, Paul, just for the crack of it. But you know, you're right. Some of them are.
I like that. I think Kulusevski on the left could be dangerous as well. I really do. And I think sometimes you've got to have that surprise element. I think Kulusevski, we've seen him on the right quite a lot. We always know he's looking to cut in. If he's on the left and you've got Brennan Johnson with that direct pacing behind, and then you've got a front three with the creativity of a Kulusevski, and then you've got the direct nature of Son and Brennan Johnson, it's a really nice front three, and you've got pace there that really can fry in the life of that team. So for me, I'm not saying that is the starting lineup. I'm not saying Football London know as much as we do, or let's be honest, no one really knows until it comes and out before kickoff. Yeah. But it's exciting. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all.
No, but look, this is the great thing about Tottenham now, though. You know, we've got these options off the bench. Last year, we looked at the bench. You didn't have any. You know, we had defenders, we had wing backs or defensive midfielders. We didn't have any forward options to be able to come off the bench and change the games. And now that we do, it's great to see Ange Postecoglou being able to utilise it to full effect. Something he hasn't got enough praise for from the Sheffield United game is he could have easily took off any one of that front three. He didn't take off Kulu, and Kulu went and got the winner. And it's how he utilised them to be able to change the game for us to go and win, but also do the right thing with the personnel, right? He could have easily kept Son on. Many managers have done, right? He didn't. Club captain took him off for the benefit of the team, and we went on to win that game. And, you know, that's no dig at Sonny whatsoever, but he found it hard that day, and I think Postecoglou recognised we need a presence in the box, right? And he could have easily took off Kulu and Solomon. He didn't. He kept Kulu on the pitch.
It wears them down, you know? When you've got Son, Solomon and Kulu running at you nearly all the game, and then just when you think they're starting to tire out, you bring on Brennan Johnson and Richarlison and Perisic. It's like, oh my God, what do we do?
Fresh front three.
Yeah. It's great.
And look, I agree with Jack. Brennan Johnson for me is going to be, for me, I was a bit unsure when we did buy him, but after that first game, Sheffield United, I thought he's brilliant, and the way he took his goal was he's our future number 9. I think that's it. I think there's our new number 9 up front. Look, Dave, I know we sold Harry Kane, and I think you're right in saying we should have replaced him. But I think I'm sort of agreeing on Mia's point as well when she says other players are now stepping up. And I think it's now got to the point where we used to rely too much on Harry Kane. And I think other players...
But Dermot, I'll just stop you there. I know what you're going to say, but this is my problem. What's the ambition, right? Just to tread water or go and win things. That's the difference. I'm here to try and win things, not tread water. Yes, other players may step in, but will it be enough to go and win us a league title, for instance? No. Like Jack pointed out, any team that goes on to win a league title has that striker who bags you consistently over 20-plus goals a season, and we do need to get back to that if we want to go and win things, and that's the difference. My ambition is to win things. Other people's ambition, and this isn't a slight at me, I'm not having a go at me or whatsoever, or you here, Dermo, but other people's ambitions is a slow progress.
I wasn't going to say that, Dave.
I want to win now.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. What I was going to say was, look, we sold Harry Kane, and I always have agreed we should have had an option to come in straight away. We should have had a Villa or a striker to come in with that money to replace Harry Kane. I've always said we needed a 20 goals a season striker. Maybe should have gone for the Celtic striker, Kugu up in Celtic. But what I was going to say is other players now have an opportunity to have to step up to score goals because we haven't got that main man up front.
It's distributed throughout the team. You've got multiple players that feel like they have to feel that. You've got Madison, you've got Son.
Yeah, where last season their attitude was, "Oh, don't worry, we've got Harry Kane. I don't have to perform. I don't have to step up and maybe score that goal." Where this season we haven't got Harry Kane, and now then players think, "Oh, we're going to have to step up," and this is where it comes in. Everyone is now chipping in. Where last season we were too reliant on Harry Kane. Look, we never wanted Harry Kane to leave. All of us didn't. We all love Harry Kane in this side. Him up there scoring the goals. But I do think with him leaving, it's put more responsibility on the rest of the front line and the midfield to step up and get them goals. And once we do get a striker, all the other players are now going to have the confidence to hang on a minute. I can step up and get them goals when needed. So that was my point, Dave. It wasn't going along with what Mia's been saying, and that was my point. With the players now, they're confident, and now they have to step up, which is good for us, which is better for us than having to rely on the one man to get us all the goals.
No, look, 100%. I agree with you that it's good for us, but that just speaks to the mentality of other players around them. You know, how long will they all keep stepping up for? Look, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I'm not getting into a Harry Kane debate today. We're heading into a North London derby.
I was just making the point that, especially with the North London derby, we know that anyone between the midfield and the front three can score a goal. We're not just dependent on the one man.
Yeah.
If he doesn't fire, then we're all not firing. We've got goals all over the pitch now, and we're confident we can do it. And that's the difference, I think, from last season to this season.
Yes, 100%. 100%. But look, let's wait and see. You know, let's wait and see. Hopefully that is the case, that they step up today, because we need a new hero, right? Whether Harry Kane has been our hero in North London derbies for nearly a decade now. So we definitely do need a new hero, and hopefully Sonny or Richie, even a Solomon, Kulu, someone like that can step up today and be that guy. Let's welcome in Siren. He was in the chat with us. He wants to come on and have a discussion with us for a little while. How are you keeping, my man?
I'm good. It's Derby Day. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, my man. I'm absolutely buzzing. Look, Siren, give us your thoughts heading into today's game, brother.
Look, I mean, I've been watching a few streams with all these gooners and things like that on, and saying that none of us Spurs fans are ballsy enough to tell them that we're going to win. We're going there. We're bringing 3 points home. We're going to do it. No quabble, no queries, full stop. If we don't, we don't. Shit, I'm not coming on a stream this afternoon. But look, why can't we go there and win? This is what all these, even Spurs fans saying, oh, no, we always lose. Why can't we go there and win? Give me a reason we can't go there today and win.
Don't have any. I don't have any. For me, I think there's so many things different about heading into this one, Siren. I think we all agree with that.
Yeah, but it's not about that. I mean, North London derbies are a game on their own. It's not about form. It's not about anything. It's about on the day. And today, just, for our team, we can only talk about our team because it's not worth talking about their team. There is no reason other than we bottle it ourselves that we cannot go to their ground today and win. There isn't. I mean, I'm hearing on other streams that, all our players haven't played in the North London derby. That can be a positive too. That they're not used to losing this match. So why can't they think that they're going to go and win? One thing I'll say that I did disagree with a little bit earlier with Dermot was when he's saying Ange knows what this means to us. I don't think he does yet. He didn't know what the Carling Cup meant to us, winning a cup. He was quite happy for that to go. I am not going against Ange because I think is the future for us. But, we can't just sit there and say, well, he knows what it means to us. He knows what a derby means to the team. I get that, but not necessarily what it means to us yet. If we go in there and lose, he'll soon know what that match means to us. If we go in there and win, he'll soon know what that match means to us. And I get the you know, and Ange is definitely the future. This team is going places. I don't think we can win the league this year. I think that's a stretch too far. I think, you know, we're in it at the moment. I don't think we'll be in it all season. Top 4, definitely. You know, there's no reason we shouldn't be aiming for top 4. But today's all about today. And, you know, if we go in there thinking we're not going to win, then we've lost it already. So what's the point?
Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely spot on, Siren. You know, you have to go in there and you have to believe it's what football's about. It's what these derbies about. You can't go in there already surrendering.
I mean, it's kind of a no-win situation today because nobody, you know, you've got everybody coming out telling us we're going to lose and Arsenal are a better team than us. Well, no, they're not. You know, people telling us, oh, well, none of our squad other than Son can get in their team. Have you not seen Adoji play this season? Have you not seen Maddison play this season? Have you not seen Basuma play this season? Have you not seen Romero play this season? Have you not seen our goal play this season? You know, shall we keep going on and on and on? Today will be the test. We could come out of this and we could get absolutely battered. And as long as we show some passion and we try, I don't care. But I don't see it. I really don't see it.
Look, I agree. You know, look, it could be a case we go in there, we might end up losing. But for me, it's important not to throw our toys out the pram, understand where we're at, and you know, just keep looking to go forward, keep looking to build. But look, you know, like Siren says, we should be going into these games full of confidence, expecting, even Ange said it to us, expecting it's up to the team to deliver. So, you know, let's go in there, beating our chest, and let's see what we can do today. Just quickly, big up Emily Dunn. Great stream, guys. Love the energy. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Emily. Really appreciate the support. And guys, I'm going to bring up Tim Man's chat on screen here. I'm going to leave you with that because I just want to try and get the little surprise that I've got together for people. I want to try and get it in place. So I'm going to come off. I'm going to let you talk amongst yourself on Tim Man's super chat, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Just quickly, Faz Radfar says, no individual mistakes. We beat them 3-1. Come on, you Spurs. And that's the biggest thing, right? The last couple of North London derbies were decided by mistakes on our part. And that's it at the end of the day. Hugo Lloris, the first one, the ball for Gabriel Jesus, where he let it go underneath him for the tap-in. Then the amount of times they just pressed us, we kicked it straight back to them. Our own mistakes led to our own defeats in these North London derbies last year. That will not be the case this year, or hopefully not. Faz, let me know if you're going to the game. Big up, my man. Also, big up Davey H. 1960. Great to have you on board and welcome to the community, and hopefully you enjoy yourself, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. Absolute legend, Dave. And then Tim Man 007 says, big up, Tim Man. Let me know if you're going to the game as well. You're not the one who goes. He says, I think we will shock Arsenal today. They're all expecting to thrash us as they think we're going to play like Bielsa. This is Ange Ball 2-1 Spurs. And look, Paul, we'll hand that over to you, my man, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Hopefully all this download and uploading goes well. I'll be back in 2 minutes, my man.
Are we doing predictions yet or not?
No, not yet. Take Tim Man's super chat and then, you know, maybe talk about who's going to be the new North London derby hero now that we don't have Harry Kane. Someone needs to step up. You could also talk about the decision at right back. Do you go with Emerson more defensive or Poro more attacking? But let's take Tim Man's super chat and I'll be back in 2 minutes. I just want to try and get this uploaded.
All right, so Tim Man 007 says, I think we'll shock Arsenal today. They're all expecting to thrash us as they think we're going to play like Bielsa. This is Ange Football 1-2 Spurs. And like you said, Siren, I'm amazed how people are just writing us off and not respecting the quality of our players. I just don't think they've seen us at all. But I'll use David's gimme. Jack, who would you be playing, Poro or Emerson?
Oh, it's a good question, actually, because I feel like Emerson's defensive capabilities have gone under the radar as Poro's had such a good start to the season. And when you're playing a good not even counter-attacking team, a good forward front three of Saka, Trossard and Jesus, then it could benefit playing Emerson. But I feel like we've got control of what we're doing. and that's playing free-flowing attacking football. And who is the better attacking right-back or better right-back overall? It's probably Poro. He's part of the reason why we scored some fantastic goals this season. He played a fantastic ball through the lines when Son scored, and I think he's been immense, really. And I think his ball striking ability, his crossing, his ability to transition the play from defence to attack is imperative. And I feel like he'll have a really good game today. And I think he'll step up. And I think you've got to stick with Poro.
What do you reckon, Dermot? Poro or Emerson?
I agree with Jack when he said, look, all great teams start with a solid defence. Our defence has been solid this season. Why change it? Why change something that isn't broke? Yeah, I agree with Jack. Everything. I think Poro's been absolutely brilliant. Now, a lot of people criticising him about his defending, and I think he's been playing quite well this season. His attacking has been brilliant. So why change it? We've got a solid defence. We've got a solid back forward that know what each other are doing. They know what they're doing. So stick with it. Stick with Poro. Bring Emerson on probably for the last 10, 15 minutes if I have to. If I have to change it up or something like that. But I'll stick with Poro. I think
Emerson's been good, but I feel like that's pushed Poro's level even higher, and he's realised they spent £40 million on a right back, and he's proving his worth now. There's not many players as technical in the right back position in the Premier League other than Alexander-Arnold at Liverpool. He's honestly been phenomenal, and I feel like with Postecoglou's system, you've got the fullbacks high up the field, getting in goal-scoring opportunities. And Poro could easily be one of those players who gets on the goal scoring sheet today. And you never know when you need a goal. We saw against Sheffield United, we struggled until those final 5 minutes. And having another defensive player that can get into the box and score is massive. And Poro is definitely one player that I wouldn't be surprised if scores a few goals this season.
Sorry, son. Just very quick. I think also we haven't had a back four like this since Tam and since Toby and Jan, and Danny Rose and Kyle Walker. We haven't had the back four like that for a long time, and I think our back four and our goalkeeper as well, who should get massive credit. Vicario. I mean, Philip on my channel describes him as a new Pat Jennings, the way he says with his feet, like Pat Jennings did all them years ago. And I think the back five is so important. There's your foundations. That's what you build off. And we're building off that. And we're now more solid in defense than we've ever been. We haven't got an Eric Dyer. We haven't got a Sanchez. We haven't got players that keep letting us down time and time again. We haven't got Hugo and goal, who made mistakes last season that cost us points. Dyer cost us points. Sanchez cost us points. We've got a back five that is solid, that communicates with one another, and that knows what each other's doing. They all trust each other. And that's the major thing. We've got a defence that trusts each other. And I think it's a great basis to build off. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off you.
I like the way that when against Sheffield United we could bring Emerson on because we sacrificed the defender to bolster. You know, we were chasing the game a little bit, but just bringing Emerson on just really shored it up the back. Sorry, Soren, you're going to say something, but I like to also ask you, Soren, what have you been made of Vicario this year?
Well, yeah, to go back to the Royal thing. I think what we've got to remember and be realistic about is there is a mistake in Poro. He isn't as strong defensively, maybe as Royal is. But what we lose kind of in the defence from Poro, we gain in the attack. And to me, that's more important today, that we have to have a strong attack. And Poro is by far the better crosser. He is by far the better forward-playing footballer. And he was bought for this type of game where we were going to go and attack a team, where we wanted a player that could defend but would attack at the same time. And this is where I think Poro needs to start over Emerson, that we've got to hope, because we've packed that midfield with the three rather than the two. We've got a stronger defence in front of our defenders. So therefore, now we're defending as a team. We can kind of push that player forward. And Udoji's going to go forward. He'll have Saka in his pocket all day long. Right? Poro just needs to go forward, get them crosses in, get them quick balls in, get him to Maddison, full stop. Going on to Venom. Look, I'm one of those that when I wanted Raya, I think when, you know, as a fan base, we all wanted Raya because he was the goalkeeper we knew. Now, from what I understand is yes, we did go in for Raya. I'm not saying we didn't, but I think Vicario was the target all along. That they wanted him, and when everybody was getting on his back early on, saying he didn't seem that solid, and it was a brand new country, a brand new system, a brand new manager, a brand new team. There were going to be a little bit of a shaky 1 or 2 games, but I think he has shown the fan base that he's our number 1 goalkeeper, and today will be the test for him. There will be shots on our goal today. I've no doubt about it. They are going to have quite a few chances. This is where players like Van der Ven, Romero, Venom, all of them are going to have to show us what they are made of today, because there will be mistakes in our team. Playing that high line, we know we're going to give teams a chance, but this is where a goalkeeper needs to make his name, and he could be our hero today. I hope he's not our hero, because that means that we've been under pressure all game, but he could be the one that, makes it so we've got a chance.
I think also it'd be interesting to see how they react to the crowd, because, like you say, Vicario and Mickey Van der Ven, even Udogie, they probably haven't played in a derby as big as this, if we're being honest. Yes, they played in big teams in Italy, but realistically, the North London derby now is probably one, in my opinion, the biggest derby in the Premier League. Every time we play against Arsenal, it's fireworks. The football is brilliant, and everyone's up for the game. The atmosphere before, the hatred really between the fans. Everyone's going into that game thinking we need to win this. I think
the animosity in Italian football sometimes, and I'm sorry, I don't mean you, but I think we as a English fan base don't realise sometimes how much animosity there is in Italy. It's horrible over there. It's nasty in some of the games. So I don't necessarily think the atmosphere is going. I mean, maybe somebody like a Brennan Johnson, more like, or Poro should be used to a derby.
I think the animosity, I totally agree. In Italy, I went when we played against Milan. I spoke to Milan fans. I know how big the passion is. But I think being at Udinese and being Vicario, was it Atalanta? We signed him from.
Atalanta,
I feel like Tottenham v Arsenal is one of the biggest games in the Premier League, and we're talking about the Premier League being the biggest league in probably world football. And I think that's why I'm not saying the Italian derbies aren't massive, because they absolutely are, especially the Milan derbies. But I feel like, let's see how they react. I see Vicario stepping up to the plate. I see Mickey Van der Ven as well. But I think 60,000 fans, pure animosity. It'll be interesting to see how they react, and I think they will step up to the plate, because
don't forget we're going to have a noisy fan base in there as well. I mean, I know it's not as many, but we will be heard. That away support for our team is bloody fantastic.
Exactly.
I think. I think. Sorry, Jack, and I think all these new players are coming in first North London derby today. I think they could use it to their advantage of going there with no fear. We don't fear them. Where players like last season, there was that fear factor. I don't know if everyone agrees with that, but I felt like the likes of Eric Dyer or them players that let us down, there was always that fear factor that will go into Arsenal.
I don't think it was a fear factor, Dem. I think it was just more we're going to lose today.
Yeah, it's a mentality thing.
A mental thing, not necessarily a fear factor. I think they were just used to going there, and that's where today could be to our advantage, because these players don't know what it's like to lose there.
No.
And although that's maybe not a good thing in some circumstances, it can also be a good thing, because they can go there with their heads held high, the balls in their hands, like, we can do this. And if they believe that, it doesn't matter what they... I mean, look, the way we've got to look at it is, as a set of players that where you're saying go in there and there's an animosity in that, they'll be used to that atmosphere now at our place, and our place has been rocking this season. There's been and it's the only difference is, instead of it being cheering, it's boos. So the noise is there, the shouting's there, the not being able to hear each other and things like that. It's all there. The only difference is to them players today, it's aimed at them and not for them. And Pape Sarr, as a young player, he played there last season. Some of our players have been there, and they don't know what it's like to lose this season, and they won't want to lose this season.
And I think the best players thrive off that occasion. I think the real players, the players that are going to stay there, are going to be the ones that like, right, everyone's against us, but now's my time to show. We've seen Maddison when all that, I know it's nowhere near the animosity, but I think when all the Bournemouth fans got on his back, he laps it up. That's when the great players thrive. And I feel like if we can use that to our advantage today, when everyone's on us, and get those couple of goals, that'll show true character.
I was just going to mention that, Jack. The way the one player I'm not scared of his reaction to the crowd is going to be Maddison, because I thought the way he dealt with that at Bournemouth was just absolutely perfect. And
he just moved it in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember watching the game and I thought, what's he doing? I thought
I knew straight away as soon as he did it.
I saw the clip afterwards, and it was like, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Jack Vicario, are you happy with him? Like, I don't like seeing goalkeepers play football. It makes me shit myself. But this guy, I'm kind of quite excited. You know, he can almost dribble past players, and he's got a bloody good throw on him as well as good reflexes. What about you, Jack? What do you reckon?
That's it. I feel like we've already said, we wanted Raya originally. But I feel like the Tottenham scouting department knew they liked Vicario straight away. And if you saw the transfer window at the time, a lot of other top clubs around Europe wanted him as well. But we stole a march from the other clubs and we brought him in early. He had fantastic underlying stats. Don't get me wrong. First game against Brentford, I was thinking, have we made the right decision? But you've got to take like you say, coming from Italy, first game, didn't have too much of a pre-season. And he come in ever since, and he's been absolutely fantastic. Had a stellar game against Man United, made a fantastic save against Burnley, and he's assured. And I think his character as well, you can see straight away when we scored against Sheffield United in the last minute, he ran all the way to the other side of the pitch and joined in with the celebrations. But as soon as he did that, he calmed everyone down and made sure we closed out the game. I think he's young, he's got a great head on his shoulders, and I think he's going to be a fantastic keeper for Spurs for years to come.
I mean, the good thing is for me, if we have a bad game, there's plenty of bottles here I'm going to hit later on.
So people are questioning our bench. What do you make of Arsenal's bench, Siren? Is there anything there that you raise your eyebrows at?
Look, I'm going to be honest. I don't watch Arsenal. I don't know much about them other than...
That's why I asked you, man, because I'm in the same boat.
I mean, I don't care what they've got on the bench because it's not about them today. It's about us. And... look, they could have a set of world-class players on the bench. Doesn't make a difference today. It's about what we do. And look, I don't care. I don't care who's on the bench. Sorry.
Oh, well, Jack, like me and Siren, both of us know bugger all about Arsenal's bench. Do you know any more? Are you up there with it?
Yeah, I am one who I love all my football. So I think Arsenal's bench isn't any stronger than ours, if I'm being completely honest. They've spent a lot of money. They've got Fabio Vieira, who's a relatively creative midfielder, who's quite strong. But at the end of the day, Spurs have got, like you say, Brennan Johnson, Richarlison, who can come on. And Arsenal have got Nketiah, who's not a bad striker at all. But there's no one who's really going to frighten the life out of me. If Martinelli starts today and they bring on Trossard, then that's a whole new conversation because I think he's a very good player. But what I've spoken about Arsenal's enough. Like I've already said, today we can only control what we want to do. And we're going to play the football we want to play. Yes, they've got good players, but all the best teams in the Premier League are going to have good players. And Spurs today, what are we going to impose on Arsenal? That's the real question. Are we going to play the attacking football that we know we can? That's the important question. And I really believe we are going to.
I think also, I always go back to this. It's Fergie had this at Man United when they were successful. No one likes us attitude. And I think we've got to have that. Postecoglou's got to have that no one likes us attitude. And with the Paul Merson thing, stick it up in the dressing room. There's your team talk. Yeah. That's prove him wrong. And I think, I don't know if you guys agree, we've been too nice. I think one thing Mourinho was right about, we were always too nice. Yeah. We were too kind. We were too, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not okay. No. You know, we've got to go in there. We don't care. Nobody likes us. We don't give a shit.
Yeah,
we're going to turn up.
Do you not think with today, if we go and win, it'll be, well done, Spurs, you've done well. If they lose, there's more questions on them than there is on us. You know, if we lose, everybody's expecting it. So what difference does it make?
Yeah,
exactly.
If they lose, this is not good for that club.
Yeah.
You know,
you are right when they said there's no pressure on us. You're absolutely spot on with that, because there is no pressure on us. We can go there and enjoy it, but go in there with the attitude of, we're not scared of you. We're going to turn up and we're going to give you a fight. If Arsenal lose, there's going to be a complete meltdown. And, you know, we could all watch them Arsenal channels tonight and all laugh, and they would be saying, we want Arteta out, we want this out. And we're sitting there thinking, well, we've had that, and we've got it right under Postecoglou. And he's the one that's going to lead us to glory. So you are right. There is no pressure on us. I think that's going to go in our favour today. We can go out on that pitch with no pressure and just enjoy our football. And that's
use it to our advantage, definitely. And like you say, no pressure, no strings attached, just go for it. Like, and this is the first time we've got that license to go forward. Both teams are going to absolutely go for it, and it's going to be a fantastic game of football. And this is the first time I genuinely believe that we can get the upper hand on them.
Yeah, I do. I've said it before. I can remember the 80s. We had that no fear factor in the 80s. Yeah. And that's why I keep saying this gives me the Birkinshaw vibes.
Yeah.
And I do truly believe that. It's like I'm back to being a 6, 7-year-old or 5-year-old, 6, 7-year-old in the 80s, remembering what it was like to win. I've seen them win this FA Cup, winning the UEFA Cup, getting to a League Cup final, getting to a semi-final of a Cup Winners' Cup. Yeah. And Birkinshaw didn't come from a big club. He came from a trained Newcastle as a trainer in Newcastle, and then an assistant manager under Terry Neal. Got us relegated in his first season.
Do you not think where me sort of, you know, the likes of me, you, and Paul are going on about the Birkinshaw era and things like that? People like Jack, I'm assuming he's a lot younger than us because he certainly looks it. This could be
he's had some good work done. If
you know, supporters like Jack and that are turning around and saying, I remember the Ange era where we went in not worried about other teams. This could be that era for them.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the feeling like, you know, I'm probably a bit older than Dermot. I feel like a teenager because when going to watch Spurs in the 80s, it was always fun, and it hasn't been fun for a long time. I'm just having a little smile at the bare-faced arrogance of those clown FC supporters, the ones that are saying already, oh, I think Arteta's taken us as far as we can go. Like they should deserve the moon on a stick. So what do you reckon? A good smashing tonight? And do you reckon Arteta might be in a little bit of jeopardy? How long is he going to go? When's he going to get the boot? That's what I want to know. Siren?
I don't give
I get my phone charger because I'm on 2%. Hang on.
The thing is with it, well, no, let him stay. Let him stay so we can keep going there and beating the pants off them. I don't give a monkeys what they do. Look, I have respect for the team. You know, last season they played some beautiful football, and I hate saying that. I really do. You know, they've done well over the years, but as a Tottenham fan, I don't give a monkey's shit about that team down the road. I don't care about them. I don't want to care about them because they are not my team. The only team I give a monkeys about in the Premiership is Tottenham Hotspur. And all I want to do every match is go out there and win. Don't care how we do it. Even better now, we're doing it with style. But, you know, you asked me before every match, I'm going to tell you, I mean, if you ask me at the beginning of the season how many points we're going to, it's every point that is available. Because I just, you know, other than Man City, I don't think there's a team out there that we should be worried about if we're on form. If we're not on form and we give mistakes away, we'll lose against anybody. We always do. Yeah. But there's no reason before every match, as a Tottenham fan, we shouldn't be up there giving it large. And I mean, all the disrespect to me, what's his name? The bloody pundit, Emerson. Why shouldn't he be saying that? He is an Arsenal fan at heart. I love the fact he's doing that because all I want to do at the end of this match is come back and say what a plonker he really is. But he might be able to come out and tell us what a plonker we are for saying what we're saying. So I love the fact he's coming out saying that because he's only going to be proved wrong. Let him say it.
Absolutely.
That's Ange. Sorry.
Just come out quickly. There's a message from David Sinclair. David Shire. No, I won't. No, I won't be giving it to Ange today. unless he makes 9 or 10 changes and completely balls it up. But I will still be behind my manager. Full stop.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Look, and I don't want to see people turn on Ange today if we do lose. And I know people are going to say, look, it's not going to happen.
No.
But a lot of people did question Ange on the Fulham, on the changes and everything else.
I didn't.
If we lose today, let's just keep our cool and not go after Ange Postecoglou. Absolutely. But they big up, Davey, big up.
Just very quickly on that, Dave, on the Fulham thing. I never gave it to Ange. I always said it was 80% the players, 20% Ange. Ange has no European football to try these other players out. When was he supposed to do it? He didn't trust them in the Premier League game, so we had to do it in the League Cup game. Look, we're all disappointed we're at the League Cup. It's a trophy we could have won. But when was he supposed to try out these other players? And I think he did what he did. It was an experience. It was a bump in the road. That's all it was. And we learned from it. He knows I can't trust them players, so I'm not going to use them. And that's why Eric Dyer or Sanchez or all of them are not gone or go in, because he can't trust them. I think fans have gotten his back after the Fulham game. I think it was an overreaction. I think it was over the top. And I
think the reason that, fans, and I was one of them that, did say I wasn't happy, was because we didn't need to make 9 changes.
No. 3,
4, 5 changes, maybe. Keep the spine there. And, like today, if he comes in and makes a couple of changes, as long as the spine's there, that's the difference. That this is where, look, that was a totally different scenario. And I know I brought it up earlier, but it's about understanding the team. And there is no point through the Premiership season we need to make 9 changes. We're going to make 1 change or 2 changes or 3 changes, whatever. But when you put a player or 2 in with the rest of the team, it's a totally different scenario than playing 9 different players in a sense a weakened team, because they're not used to playing together. They've got no structure together. They've got no composure together. You put 1 or 2 players in, and the rest of the team compensates for that.
Yeah.
And that's the difference today. Where, look, if he brings, say, Richie back, and he brings Son onto the left, that's 2 changes in a sense of what he's made, but it's not going to affect the team as a whole. Whereas if you met, if we then brought in 7 or 8 different players today to cope with the North London derby, we're going to see a disaster. That's where I think the difference is, and that's why I think a lot of fans were unhappy with that match back then, because it didn't need to be done in that much of an effort. We could have brought in Davinson Sanchez, but we already knew what he was doing because he'd played a couple of games. You could have brought in Royal instead of Poro, because it's not really affecting the team. But to change the whole team was, in my opinion, was the wrong thing to do. And I agree with what you said, Dermot, where we needed to see whether the players could do it. But you can't expect the players to show you what they can do when it's a totally different team.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And technically, we did draw the game. And then years ago, Son, you can remember when it was 2-legged. So maybe years ago, that would have been a great result, dating back to our place and batter them. So, I get what you're saying. I do actually understand what you're saying. I do slightly agree what you're saying. It's just he had no other opportunity to do it.
Yeah,
Europe. So
I think the thing is, though, he did have the opportunity, because at the beginning of the season, we have no expectations for this year. So you could have played different players in the first few games if you'd have wanted. But this is where, look, we're not playing in Europe this year. So those games in all of the cups are very important to us.
Yeah.
And had that been against, Preston North End or somebody else that was a bit of a weaker team, it wasn't a Premiership team, you can understand 9 changes, because it should have been good enough to do it. And yes, it should have been a good enough squad to go out and beat, that team there. But it wasn't. But anyway, look, it's not about that today. There's only one thing we should be talking about, and that's battering them from down the road.
Absolutely spot on. And look, we're not too far out, right? We're about less than 2 hours away now from the start of kickoff, so the suspense is building. But look, I have a couple of super chats to get to. I want to plug some people's channels, and then I have a bit of well, not me, but, Tim from Spurs Song Sheets has been very, very kind, Tim Winston, to put together a medley of a collection of his Tottenham songs for us to be able to listen to, get us pumped up before we end off. And I want to make sure you guys hear that. And I do have to fly across to We're Top TV for 12:30 as well. But me and W says, big up, guys. Let's do this. Come on, you Spurs. P.S. British Jack, Claude. Yeah, do you mind being called British Jack?
Come, whatever you like. Absolutely fine by me. Tottenham win today. Whatever you like.
I love that. Love that. Pick yourself up, me. And of course, another great content creator in the community. Please get over and check out Spurs Between the Lines. Big up, me. I hope you are absolutely pumped up. We have Tim Kirby says, my Arsenal fan friend says 4-1 to them. He is delusional, lol. Heart 4-1. Our way. Brain 1-1. So my brain is saying 1-1. So I predict 1-1 to Darius to do. Let's go with the heart. Look, I don't think they'll beat us 4-1, my man. I mean, they won't catch us at any worse than what we were last season, and they didn't beat us 4-1. So I definitely don't think that's going to happen today. I think your boy is delusional, or else whatever he's on, find out, Mr. Kirby. Let me know so that I can get on it. I need that hopium and that delusion, my man. Look, 1-1. I get it. For me, I think a draw would be a better result for us than it would be for them, especially we're 6 days into or 6 games into our rebuild. They're 4 or 5 years into their rebuild. They spent hundreds of millions of pounds. We have not. So, I mean, look, a draw would be a better result for us, and then it puts all the pressure on them. Last season, we both went into this North London derby, the first one, unbeaten. But they beat us, and they beat us well, and our season ended up, taking an absolute nosedive. Could it be the other way around this season? Let's wait and see, my man. It would be nice. But look, let's go in there hoping for the win and expecting the win, my man. Like Ange says, you got to expect, and it's up to the team to deliver. But big up, Mr. Kirby. Let me know how things are in Wales, sir. And Fats Radfire 3-1 Spurs says, let's make Emerson eat his words. 3-1 Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love that. I'd love nothing more than to serve him up with a plate full of his own words, my man, and watch him get sick as he tries to keep them down, my man. Big yourself up, Faz. Absolutely love that. Cannot wait to get going. But look, let's go around the panel. Let's find out where you can find these wonderful, great people who have took their time out this morning ahead of a North London derby. Very busy day for every Spurs fan, every Spurs content creator. So, please get over there and share them the love. We'll start with you. I'll start with Paul, actually, guys. Everybody, you can find Paul over at Hotspur Hippie. I believe his phone is gone dead, so that's why he had to bow out. But I'm not sure whether he'll be back. But here is Paul's link. So please get over, check out Paul's channel, the only psychedelic football show on the internet, as he likes to say, and show him the love and smash that subscribe button. And then Jack, my man, where can people find you, brother? Great match day vlogs, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate it, mate. You can find me at Spurs Related. We've got quite a decent following on Instagram, but we're really trying to push the YouTube side. I absolutely love creating the content. I'm currently studying sports multimedia journalism and broadcasting, so I'm going to get better at the editing. The video qualities are going to improve. I go to most of the matches. I love doing the match day vlogs, but most importantly, I want to build a community. I love chats like this, getting everyone on, talking about what we love, talking about football, talking about Tottenham. So yeah, come check me out. Good community we're building over. I hope it gets bigger and bigger. So it'd be great to have some of you guys joining us.
No, absolutely. Please get over there. Check out them match day vlogs. I absolutely love them. I remember first time I seen you, I was like, Jack, you're good at this presenting stuff. So fair play to you, my man. And the link is here in the chat. Please get over and check out all of Spurs-related contents. They don't only do match day vlogs. They've done player analysis over the transfer window, etc. So please get over and check that out. Dermo, where can people find you, brother?
Yeah, you can find myself and, of course, Mr. Philip Brady over THFC Till I Die. We're just doing loads of Tottenham content at the moment. It's really gone mad at the moment. And if you like what I have to say, please give us a like and subscribe. I think we're a few away from 1,600, and then we're on the push for 2K. But yeah, we've been doing the rugby watch-alongs as well as Ireland march on to win the World Cup as we beat the world champions last night. So Tottenham win this day. What a great weekend for me and Dave. I mean, you won't see me and Dave for weeks now. We'll be on the piss now. absolutely for days. But yeah, like I say, give us a like and subscribe, but please do it here first. Go to Spurs related and Soren's channel, if he's got one, give him a like and subscribe as well. But yeah, if you like what I have to say, just come over and join us.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Sorry, I'm trying to still get something uploaded there. But no, please do get over. Check out the two great guys, Dermo and Philip Brady, over at THFC Till I Die. A great variety of content over there as well. Podcasts, their 4 p.m. news daily show. So please get over and check that out. Dermo's channel is in the link, or is in the chat here as well. So that's Dermo, Jax, and Paul's all in the chat. Please hop on them. And sorry, my man, first time on. Hopefully it won't be the last time. I was actually listening to you while I was trying to upload things. Really enjoyed your contribution today, my man. Anything you want to plug or promote or anything like that?
No, just follow these guys. You know, I mean, I just like to jump on and give my opinion. Some people agree with it, some people don't. I can be controversial at times. I know that. Look, I'm just a passionate fan. I have my own opinions. I don't toe along to everybody else, and I'm going to upset some people, and I'm going to get agreements from others. So one or two of the comments in the think, no, it's not a backdrop. They are real bottles, and yeah. Few of them will be drunk today. So
I love your backdrop, by the way. I think it's absolute. I've seen it before, and I absolutely love it. So wherever you are, I'm coming and joining you.
Yeah, well, you're always welcome. I know you Irish guys like to drink a drop of whiskey, and it's all personal collection. It's not a shop, so it's all there for drinking. But look, doesn't matter about me. The only thing today is 3 points from the mighty Spurs and kicking those red asses round the top North London high ground. So let's go.
That is all that matters. You're absolutely spot on. And great to have you, Siren. Would love to have you back again, my man. Absolutely brilliant. Really appreciate your time. Paul, let's plug your channel, my man. I plugged it for you, but, you know, obviously you do it better than anybody else. So I'll give your channel a plug, my man.
So, well, when my phone's charged, so sorry about that. Yeah, it's Hotspur Hippie. It's the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. I do videos most days and stream when I feel like it. It's not scheduled. So if you want to know when I'm doing it, click the bell icon, because I don't even know what I'm doing.
Absolutely love it. Please, everyone, get over there and check out Paul's great channel.
Can I just say one thing, Dave? Sorry to disturb you.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going on to an Arsenal watch along today. I'm actually doing my own version of going away from home. So anyone that's today is wanting to watch stream, please get over to THF. We're streaming it live on our channel. I'm going to need your help, guys. This is a putting out for Mission Impossible. Come over and support me as I do my very own away day on an Arsenal stream. I don't know what made me agree to it. I don't know what was going through my head, but delusional Dermot thought, I'm going to do it, and I want to shove it and show them what a Tottenham fan is like. So yeah, come over. It will be there. Help.
But look, you know, I need to get these two. I've got to take these two super chats, and then we've got special guest Tim Winston in the background from Spurs Song Sheets to come on, give you his quick North London Derby prediction, and also, you know, you guys pumped up. Tim Kirby says in Plymouth, going through the Walkabout Sports Bar Watch. Big yourself up, my man. Hopefully, you know, there's a few Arsenal fans in there. We get the win and you can absolutely destroy them, brother. And he says, big up, Star, and stick to your guns. Mate, you are you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, I like Star, and I see him a lot on Shawnee's channel. I like his contributions and what he has to say. Absolutely. So big yourself up, my man. Big up, Tim Kirby. Let's go. And then let's bring in Tim here, my man. Let's have a chat. Tim, how are you keeping, sir?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, my man, not too bad. But look, give us your North London prediction today, brother.
Do you know what? It's I was saying this earlier in the week. It's so weird how this is like exactly the same as last season in terms of when we're playing Arsenal, isn't it? We've won a few, they've won a few. Obviously, we're coming from a completely different style of football, which is better for everyone. But I was really hopeful last year, and obviously what happened. So I think a draw. To be honest, I think that's my head's telling me draw, my heart's telling me we win. But you couldn't ask for a better time to go into this game, could you? The feeling around the club. I mean, everyone keeps banging on about Europe. I mean, Arsenal have played in the week, haven't they? So for once, this might actually work into our favour. So I've never been more optimistic, but equally, you know, I think someone said it the other day. It's like a free hit today for me. You know, as long as we don't get absolutely tonked, then it's a bit of a free hit. So
that's the main thing, isn't it? Isn't it, my man? But look, Tim, you have been very generous. I know you're a very busy man, my man, and so I really appreciate your time and the effort that you've put into this. I'm going to put the link for your YouTube channel in here just before I let it play and stuff like that. But look, just sort of tell people, you know, obviously people know who you are. You've done this for us last year, but we gain new subscribers all the time. So for those who don't know, tell them a bit about yourself, what you're trying to do, and all about your YouTube channel.
Yeah, okay. So again, I'm part of Spurs Song Sheets. So there's basically sort of 3 or 4 of us. So the stuff that you see on Twitter, you know, so one guy runs it, another guy, Frank, which is at @th_Frank2 on TikTok, does all our videos. I just put the songs together. So the idea is, you know, when we move to that new stadium, everyone sort of agrees, and we went from 35,000, you know, real hardcore fans to 60,000. It's obviously going to have an effect on the atmosphere. Add to the fact we've had toilet football for God knows since the time that Poch left. So the point we're trying to do is just involve the fans. It's like a project to involve fans. As a Twitter site, anyone that has any song ideas basically writes them in, and we'll sort of look through all of them. I'll put some music together for them, which is just like a bass track, really. So obviously, I'll pick an example. So we've just come up with one. I want to dance with you, doggy, rather than I want to dance with somebody. So, and the idea is to sort of put the music behind it. Guy does a video, and again, we sort of leave it up to the fans whether they want to sing it or not. It all sort of kicked off March last year with "He's the Reason," which is the Bentacle song, and then we did the "Gimme Gimme," which is Kulusevski, and then we also did the Richarlison song. So there's sort of 3 or 4 that, you know, I've on the TV singing them. So it's just an amazing sort of thing. And the idea is to try and get them sung at home as well. And yes, that's it really. So we've got a YouTube album, so you can access that on my YouTube channel. So thanks for kindly putting up the link. And then also there's a SoundCloud album which I'll add in afterwards as well, which is just the audio version of these songs, and it's had like 60,000 streams in under a year. So it's been really successful. Again, we're trying to make money out of it. So none of these things will probably turn up on Spotify because you can't get the rights to do it. But you can sort of legally put them up on an album on SoundCloud. So the message to the fans is, anyone comes out of any ideas, then, you know, send them over, and then we'll sort of get the songs out, and then ones that kick off, and ones that don't, they don't. You know, it's just down to the fans.
Exactly. And look, this guy's music gets me pumped up every single game day. I am all over it. It gets me absolutely raring to go. So please, people, if you all want to know where I get hyped up for these games, well, it's from this guy down here. So please get over, check out the YouTube channel. A lot of the songs are already up there. Absolutely brilliant stuff. But look, Tim, I suppose we'll play it, will we?
Yeah, if you play the first one, and then we'll see. I don't quite know how I share my screen on this phone.
That's great. Yeah,
if you play that first one, you got it. Yeah, no, I've sent the other one to you as well. So yeah, but always play away.
Graham, well, what I'll do is I'll play the first one. I'll take us all out so everyone can enjoy it, and then I think we've got another one lined up as well. So we'll play that as well. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. But look, let's go. I'll take us all out, and then let you guys enjoy the Spurs sing along at home. It's absolutely awesome. Let's get it up.
This is a couple of tunes for Dave and the Irish Hotspur as we build up to North London Derby. I'm sure the away fans are going to be in great voice as always, and hopefully we can get a result today. Don't forget you can stream our album From the Lane. It's been great, hasn't it, since Ange Ball's taken over. The first one's about our Brazilian number 9.
Seat, she said, come and play for me, singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-do. Tottenham's G Brazilian, wearing white and blue, singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-do. He looks good, he looks fine, Richarlison is on my mind, and he's Tottenham's number 9. Pirate seat, she said, come and play for me, singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-do. Tottenham's G Brazilian, wearing white and blue, singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-do. He looks good, he looks fine. Richarlison is on my mind, and he's Tottenham's number 9.
And the next song is about our Rolls Royce of a centre half.
Winning headers in the air all night. He's dynamite, Romero. Winning tackles like he's a medley king. Makes Tottenham sing, Romero. Winning headers in the air all night. He's dynamite, Romero. Sliding tackles like he's a medley king. Makes Tottenham sing, Romero. Winning headers in the air all night. He's dynamite, Romero. Pulling Cucurella's hair all night. He'll make you fight, Romero.
And the next one is about our winger that scored an absolute beauty last week to win that game against Sheffield United.
There's not a soul out there, no one to hear my prayer. Give me a ginger from Sweden. He came from Juventus and he plays on the wing. Give me a ginger from Sweden. Number 21, his name is Kulusevski. Give me a ginger from Sweden. He came from Juventus and he plays on the wing. Give me a ginger from Sweden. Number 21, his name is Kulusevski. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Give me a ginger from Sweden. He came from Juventus and he plays on the wing. Give me a ginger from Sweden. Number 21, his name is Kulusevski. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
YouTube and SoundCloud. Just go to at Tim_Winstone on YouTube and Tim Winstone on SoundCloud. It's on my Twitter as well. This is a couple of songs about the man that's turned this entire club around, Big Ange.
Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Postecoglou. Rode his kangaroo to London from Australia. He's Tottenham Hotspur's saviour. Postecoglou. He rode his kangaroo to London from Australia. He's Tottenham Hotspur's saviour. Postecoglou. He rode his kangaroo to London from Australia. He's Tottenham Hotspur's saviour. working as a manager at Celtic Park. When we met you, we picked you out, you shook us up and turned us around. You've turned us into something new. Ange Postecoglou, you know that we believe it when you say you're gonna change it. Ange Postecoglou, we're the mighty Tottenham and nobody's gonna stop them. Oh, we look so fine in blue and lily white. And then he said to me, I'm from a land down under. Postecoglou, baby. Postecoglou, oh. Postecoglou, baby. Postecoglou, oh. Postecoglou, baby. Postecoglou, oh. Postecoglou, baby. Postecoglou, oh, oh.
This one's about our destiny. This one's about our left back, our destiny.
And when the night falls, my destiny calls. Oh, I wanna dance with you, doggy. I wanna win the league with you, doggy. Yeah, I wanna dance with you, doggy. Oh, with you, doggy, who loves me. Oh, I wanna dance with you, doggy. I wanna win the league with you, doggy. Yeah, I wanna dance with you, doggy. Oh, with you, doggy, who loves me. Oh, I wanna dance with you, doggy. I wanna win the league with you, doggy. Yeah, I wanna dance with you, doggy. Oh, with you, doggy, you loves me.
And our midfield general, the star boy.
There's a man who's magic on the ball. He plays with Tottenham Hotspur and he comes from Senegal. There's a man who's magic on the ball. He plays with Tottenham Hotspur and he comes from Senegal. There's a man who's magic on the ball. He plays with Tottenham Hotspur and he comes from Senegal.
And the entertainer, Mr. Poro.
Poro, 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 trading Lisbon for Tottenham, I roam. When he runs on the wing, hear the Tottenham boys sing, Super Badger is one of our own. Poro, 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 trading Lisbon for Tottenham, I roam. When he runs on the wing, hear the Tottenham boys sing, Super Badger is one of our own. Poro, 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 trading Lisbon for Tottenham, I roam. When he runs on the wing, hear the Tottenham boys sing, Super Badger is one of our own. Poro, 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 trading Lisbon for Tottenham, I roam. When he runs on the wing, hear the The Tottenham boys sing, Super Betcha is one of our own. You know I can't smile without you. Can't smile without you. I can't laugh and I can't sing. I'm finding it hard to do anything. You see, I feel sad when you're sad. Feel glad when you're glad. If you only knew what I'm going through, I just can't smile without you. You came along just like a song and brightened my day. Who'd have believed that you were part of a dream? Now it all seems like years away. You know I can't smile without you. I can't laugh and I can't sing, and I'm finding it hard to do anything. I feel sad when you're sad. I feel glad when you're glad. If you only knew what I'm going through, I just can't smile without you.
Now, everyone, I do have one more to come. It's just downloading there now. I will use that as the outro song. But everybody, please big up Tim. Please get over and subscribe to Tim Winston on YouTube and also Spurs Song Sheets on Twitter. Absolutely brilliant stuff. I'll play the last one on the way out. Hopefully we have got you guys all pumped up for this game today. Great stuff by the panel. Great stuff by Tim. Tim, a lot of people in love with your music, my man. Anything you want to say before we end off?
No, just want to say thanks for obviously letting us have the exposure. And again, like I said, the whole point is to just try and improve the atmosphere. You know, things couldn't really be any better, could they, at the moment in the club? And you know, obviously being a sort of musician myself, I just love music, and I think it's a great way of bringing fans together. So, like I said, all these songs are going to be on the album. The only one I haven't added back is the last one we just put out on Twitter last night. So that needs to be added to SoundCloud. But all of these songs you can download. Again, just go to my SoundCloud. It's called From the Lane is the album. So the audio's on there, and then obviously the videos are also on YouTube, and more to come. So message to the fans is just get singing. Let's just drive the lads to victory today.
Absolutely, legend, Tim. Really do appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much.
This is the last one. It was written a while ago, but plenty of fans have contacted me to say they like it. So this is
the one. But guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody. Please, like I say, get out and check out Tim's work. I've been on to Tim and talking about this in the background. We need more new songs, and Tim's the man out there providing it. So please get over, check that out. Guys, I've been the Irish Hotspur. I'll see you back here for half one for the watch along. Hopefully you guys rejoin us. I will reuse these videos later on tonight on the post-match show if we win as well. So if you just want to enjoy some Tottenham sing along, make sure you tune in for that. But I've been the Irish Hotspur.
There's a couple more I can send, Matt, as well. I've got a James Maddison one that I'll send you afterwards if you want to post them out as well. So
awesome. Do, my man, do. I absolutely love it. But guys, cool. We'll see you back here at half one. As always, come on, you Spurs. In the big Ange we trust. We never stop. And we'll end out on this one.
Tottenham will follow you everywhere.
And can you hear us calling out your name? And from the shelf standing from the park lane, we'll always follow a lily white and blue. And Tottenham Hotspur, I can smile without you. Ooh. out your name. And from the shelf standing from the Park Lane, we'll always follow lily white and blue. And Tottenham Hotspur, I can smile without you. Ooh. We'll follow you everywhere. Ooh. We'll follow you everywhere. Follow you everywhere.
See you all. See you back here at
Thank you
half
for listening.
one. Big up, Tim. Everyone get across and make sure you follow his socials. See you all back here at half one for the watch along. Come on, you Spurs!